Oh, looks like it started right away. I didn't have to press the button today. That's weird.
Oh, getting
Wow,
rid of a button prompt.
I can't start off with the joke I was intending to because I wasn't expecting for it to start the second I hit go live. Like every other time I have to hit the blue button, but today, the day I have like a dumb joke prepared, it's just nah. You assholes, I was gonna go nap. Well, go nap then. You can watch later.
Yeah, yeah.
Creed's late, send the lizards. No, I was on time, damn it! Oh well, time for turbo turreting. Oh, every week is turbo turreting.
Yep.
Man, what?
It's a depressingly common thing.
Well, I wouldn't get too depressed over it because it's just kind of like expected that with a platform where anyone could upload a video that you're going to encounter a lot of terrible videos.
Yeah, I mean, fair, but it does just kind of drain your sanity every week.
I mean, we could do a different show if you'd like. I don't know what it would be though.
We can still do Stag because it's about tangents now. Still do Stag, but we could just do it on like good videos for what?
That's much harder to do though. What's on the menu? A terrible video that we've previewed about a minute of, and it looks really, really bad. All videos are of equal quality. Some are more equal than others. Well, this one is definitely less equal than others. Is it just me, or has it been a longer than usual time since the last stag? Just you. The schedule is on a 4-week rotation: Sunday, Monday, Sunday, Tuesday. So,
Yep.
yeah.
Turn Stag into a show talking about bad gun designs. Oh, I'd love to do that.
See, that's the thing, though. I'm not a gun guy. So unless it's something like exceptionally awful, like the Fallout 4 assault rifle, then like I just don't really have much to comment on.
Weirdly enough, last night I was up tossing and turning about how awful the Halo Scorpion tank is.
I just imagine you like just completely unable to get sleep, like in bed, pissed off, looking at the clock, like, God damn it, the fucking Halo Reach Scorpion.
No, it's not Halo Reach. It's all Halo Scorpions.
Oh,
That's just a
well,
bad tank
whatever.
design.
You know what I mean.
But no, I'm just like, I literally was laying in bed, hands folded over my chest, staring at the ceiling, just going like, Jesus, why does it have 4 different treads? You know, because it doesn't actually make sense because it doesn't can't get over the rocks to begin with, so you wouldn't really need the tread thing. You're not really getting any stabilization based off of it. You should just have a just basic roller system like we have now. That'd be way better, and also you can bring the tank treads up higher, and that would actually let you get over. And I'm just sitting there, just going over everything. Like, why the fuck is the turret way up there? And is the driver in control of the gun? I mean, he has to be because only Master Chief hops in. But then that's just way too much for a single person to operate. Because that's just stupid. That's what the French learned in World War One and the start of World War Two. Dutch wakes up in a cold sweat. Why the fuck are there 4 treads?
I just find Halo bad, like, weapon and vehicle design insomnia to be funny.
It is because it was literally out of nowhere. I was going through everything. I was going through everything about Halo Reach and just going through all the different like steps and processes and things to show. Um, and then I was just laying there, and then suddenly it just made me think of about about Halo Scorpion tank, and I was like, oh fuck.
12-hour stream about the Fear shotgun when? Oh no.
Ooh.
See, I haven't gotten deep enough into Fear to see the shotgun. Like, how far in is it?
Not very.
Not very? Okay, I might need to play a
Yeah.
bit more of Fear then to get footage for a certain video. I guess re-record
Yeah.
a few lines. Anyways,
Um,
should we just go on with the video?
well, we're gonna update people on what happened this last week. Because fun things happen. Like, we watched Life of Brian, which was fantastic. I should say my community watched Life of Brian. I wanted Pagan and Cree to show up, but they were busy. Life of Brian was really good. Lots of relevant things to modern day. Weirdly. Like, really weirdly, in fact.
Yeah.
To an insane degree. Like, profit-wise. Like, holy shit, pythons were profits. Yeah, and then finished off all of Half-Life 2 and everything. We've almost finished all the Half-Life lore. We're in Portal 2 now. We're almost done with all the Half-Life lore. And yeah, finished off Control as well. So, people are having a good time with Control and having a ton of stuff. Fellow members of the Judean People's Front. Nice. No, we're the People's Front of Judea. No, wait, no, we're actually...
We also watched. We got Cree to finally watch Emesis Blue.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had like no reaction to it at all. So
Yeah. Weird, but I can see it.
and we watched Tintin.
Yeah, which I've been thinking about it more. I do really like that movie. Lots of tism to it.
Yeah.
There's a few parts I wish were a bit better, but I do really like that movie.
That movie is kind of like Contrivance the movie, though. But I did like the overall ultimate, like, final puzzle piece.
Mm-hmm.
I actually genuinely liked that as a neat touch. Because it was something that, yeah, that would be really clever, and it would make sense that, they would be what would be used for it. But, oh man, yeah, it's just so much tism in the rest of it. There's so many contrivances and so many, like, are you fucking serious moments in that.
And more importantly than... Well, actually, before I get to that, we did watch several episodes of Deep Space Nine as well. I think we've got something like 6 episodes left of the entire season for Season 2. Ooh, the Tintin movie is a pretty faithful adaptation of the books. Okay, that might explain some of the tism then, because I was curious about that the other day. I might look into the original Tintin book to see if it is like very close to the original, because that might, like I said, explain some of the tism. But more importantly than any of that, I got these two fuckers to watch a Chills video.
Well,
Oh
I
my
watched
God.
Phil's video in the past, but this one was pretty...
It was glorious.
It was pretty fucking gnarly.
Yeah, that was pure pain. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. I enjoyed myself the entire time. My favorite part was the part where he said, number 15.
Yeah, my
part was
brain
when
has like
was when the fucking
rubbed.
JPEG image slid into the screen.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
I honestly forgot about that too, but that was a bit... Okay, like, this first video...
You see obviously the bedding is like on a broom handle or something like that getting picked up off of the guy too. It's just like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the first video is a night vision camera video of a guy sleeping, and his blankets lift up, and at first it just looks like he's lifting his legs to lift up the blanket. And then it gets pulled off by what's clearly a string, the curtains get pulled open, and then outside the window that you could see in frame, this, like, fucking ring creature girl just kind of slides in the frame. She just swooses right the fuck in. It is so fucking funny.
Oh, what?
My voice has been compared to Chills before. I didn't know if it was an insult or a compliment. It was both. I don't see the similarity between your voice and Chills, because Chills is pretty unique for the way he talks. Yeah. But yeah, it was a fun video.
my brain has basically scrubbed most of it from my memory. I'm trying to like remember bits and pieces of it, and I just like I can't remember most of it.
There were a lot of peekers, that's for sure. A lot of
Yeah.
a lot of the cameras going around. What do we got in the Who's there down the hallway? Oh, it's a peeker.
He's peeking around the corner. He's saying hello.
I did find it funny how he found a way to shoehorn fucking Skinwalker into it. Like,
Yes.
Multiple
had
times.
nothing to do with
wasn't-
Skinwalker.
It was just like, it was a reference out of nowhere at first, and then he just started talking about skinwalkers for the rest of the video, like in multiple new things. It's like, what the fuck?
By the way,
Yeah.
I talked with Pagan about it, and we're going to do a stream at some point, hopefully soon, where we just watch some of these paranormal list videos and fucking laugh at them, because holy shit, is it fun.
Oh yes, please.
Mhm.
It is.
Oh, you wanna be there
genuinely
for
a lot
it?
of fun. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yes!
Oh, you know what the best part of
We-
that fucking night was though? When we watched the Chills video?
What?
What's that?
It was after, and I said I have verifiable proof of ghosts, and showed you to the fucking.
Yes. God, that made me laugh. I was hurting. I was hurting hard after that.
Save it for Halloween? No!
It just
No.
kept going. It just
We-
kept going as well.
We could definitely do it again when Halloween comes around, but laughing at these videos is so much fun that I would like to do it on stream, like, maybe even next week. Not tomorrow, but maybe, like, Wednesday next week, if I can.
Yeah,
If you guys are up for it too, of course.
sure.
Oh yeah.
That video though was funny as fuck. That when the pagan showed the. Did you see it?
Mhm. Yeah, for those who don't know what we're talking about, I showed them the fucking. It's an edit of that one clip of the dude. He's like farting on my roommate's door. Oh, it starts farting on like really loudly on this door, and then like a few seconds in, it just like fucking nukes come in, and he's like, "Did you see it?" It like zooms into like a piece of dust that goes past the screen, and he's talking about like spirit orbs and shit. And meanwhile, in the background, the farting like gets louder and louder to the point it completely overpowers Nuke's voice.
It's
And
wild.
keep in mind, it's like fucking 10 times louder than it was in the original clip.
Oh, it was so fucking funny. Oh, I was dying. And then we watched I don't think Setch was there. I think he left and then we watched it, but I showed Cree an old Stimpy video where him and his
Oh,
friend
right.
went to a jail and did their own little like ghost hunting thing, and they did not take it seriously at all. It was fucking hilarious. You gonna cry, little bitch boy?
Oh god, that reminds me of the people that were shocked that a loose window could open and close on its own with the wind. There's no wind in this room.
Oh,
But then-
right?
But then
Oh,
they had
yeah.
a moment. They had a moment in the video that was like perfect chill / nuke bait, where they're panning the camera across, and then he's walking forward, and you could see out of the corner of the camera lens, there's just a guy standing in a full suit. He's just standing there in a nice business suit in this room, and they're just walking past it, and there was no "Did you see it?" or anything like that. I was like, huh, I'm shocked about the restraint.
Yeah.
I'm surprised too. Like, it's obvious that it was probably like the guy who like leads the cameramen around so that they can get into places in the prison, but I'm still surprised that he didn't try to like pass it off as like,
Yeah.
it's like, was this an inmate or some shit? Like, yeah, an inmate wearing a suit. Or was this the warden?
Yeah. And did you see it? Clearly, it's the ghost of the warden.
Yeah.
No.
I've also decided I'm going to start using like, I want to get 20 different clips at least of Nuke saying, "Did you see it?" And I want to start using it in videos as jokes.
Oh, fuck. It's so funny.
I might use that in the fucking Halo Reach video.
Do it.
Honestly.
Do it.
Because there's that one point in Halo Reach where it again the way I'm starting the script is that I'm going through the entire first mission so that people can understand how fucked it is just from the word go, and how like batty, nut job, insane, nonsensical Halo Reach's storyline is. But then I'm just gonna have that moment, and I'm not gonna comment on it at first, where she opens up a panel. You're suddenly your camera is looking at the panel that cat is opening, and the cat opens the panel, and then she reaches in and grabs the camera and puts it in her pocket, and I'm just like, what the? Like, wait. One, why was there a camera in this random wall panel? And two, why the fuck did Cat put it in her pocket? So I just want to go past that moment, and then I'm just gonna pause for a moment and go, "Did you see it?" Go back to there's just some fucking random camera. It's not an audience camera. It's not a fourth wall camera because Cat clearly picks it up and then puts it in her pocket. It's like, why? What? Also, pockets on the Mjolnir armor. What the fuck?
Well, don't you know the best suits of armor have pockets on them?
It's just weird because she literally just brings it to her ass and it just vanishes. It's like, oh, okay.
Oh no. She didn't put it in her armor, she put it in the prison pocket.
Yep.
$2 from... I assume we're done, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
$2 from Ludwig Williams. Thank you. What's your favorite FNAF game? Oh boy. I think as buggy and fucked up as it is, and keep in mind, I haven't played any of them, I've only seen gameplay of them, Security Breach would have to be the winner by default. Because, like,
yeah,
I don't...
Just for gameplay alone, honestly.
Yeah, because it has... I don't want to say the original and its sequels don't have gameplay, because they do, but they're extremely limited, and I don't like how it essentially turns into, I guess just jump scare simulator.
Yeah. That's why I like a lot of the remakes of the FNAF stuff, where they make you actually get up and go around and do chores and, clean up and fix up the place at night. So you've got to avoid the animatronics while you're doing an actual job at the same time.
Yeah.
I prefer those a lot more. Again, I'm not saying Security Breach is a good game at all, but I think of the FNAF games, it would be the best. All right, next on the list.
Yeah, sorry, I was getting that. My cat is harassing me for attention right now.
My cat was doing that earlier.
10-month membership message from Geiger. Thank you. Hello, guys. 10 months. Woo. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
$2 from Ludwig Williams. I don't like that Family Guy episode. What?
What Family Guy episode?
Yeah, we weren't talking about Family Guy. $10 from Adeptus Fantasticus. Thank you. Happy National Theft Day. Thank your local IRS agent. Taxation is theft.
It absolutely is.
$10 from Roach Breach. Thank you. Hey, Kree, I tried to get in touch with you on Patreon. I wanted to talk to you, to give a quick summation of why you dislike Fallout 3 for a video I'm working on Vincent Martin. I might have missed that message, sorry. I'll try to get back to you after the stream at some point. Probably today. Or you can hop onto the Discord and message me there, and I can talk to you later. Sorry about that. $20 from Just a Guy from Alabama, thank you. In one of the fantasies I've been building, I made a race of Roman wolfmen, basically Warhammer lizardmen, but Roman wolves instead of Aztec lizards. I've made a whole political system, culture, military traditions, etc. $2 from Just a Guy from Alabama, thank you. But I'm afraid of what furries will do with them. Okay, so it's
the obvious what they'll do with them.
There's two things to know about this right away. First of all, and this isn't a bad thing, Animal People is fucking easy mode for creating fantasy races. That's why it's so common.
Yep.
Secondly, yes, furries are going to do their thing to it. I wouldn't worry about that.
Yep.
In fact, if anything,
people, but an actual human like culture is always like super easy mode.
Yeah.
And again, there's nothing wrong with it as long as you like play and make sure you build up everything based around it. Sure, but that is the very bare minimum sort of thing. Like, oh, it's the American Indians, but they're horse people now and stuff like that. You know, it's just like, okay. Is there anything special about that? Like, is there anything that changes about them? Is that problem that what was it? Was it the movie Bright? Whatever that really awful Will Smith movie was.
Never watched it.
Well, it was one where it was like, "Hello, lawnmower." But it was one where all these magical creatures and fantasy races and stuff like that existed, but then all of human history still played out the exact same, like including World War II and everything. And it was just like, oh no, this is the exact same. Nothing changed. Nothing at all. Even though we have magic and, you know, minotaurs and centaurs and orcs and fairies. All that stuff is actually real and everywhere in the world. No, it all still played out the exact same. It's like, what?
It doesn't sound like there's a lawnmower behind you. It sounds like there's a very angry bee in your room.
Very, very angry bee.
Awful Will Smith movie. Could you be more vague?
I mean, fair. But it was the one where it was supposed to be an allegory for racisms. And it was because like Will Smith had an orc for a partner, and their magic wands were like guns and super weapons and stuff. It was a fucking awful movie. It was genuinely awful. It was very poorly thought out.
Wait, so was this just set in like the modern day in like the normal world, but there's magic now?
Yes. And there had been
Why?
magic for all kinds of time, and nothing had changed at all. Yep.
Yeah, but why would you do like an allegory for racism story set in like the modern day? Because
I don't fucking know.
and like the modern world, but there's this because like even the Harry Potter series has elements of racism, like that's part of what the conflict is, but it's still in this like fantasy magic world. It isn't just, hey, it's the normal world plus magic.
Yeah. And again, it was literally just plus magic. They hadn't thought anything through at all whatsoever.
Oh.
Oh, wait. Matt says, no, Setch. There was one difference. At some point, about 2,000 years ago, there was a Dark Lord who justifies racism since the orcs worked for him. Oh, yeah. That was literally the only change. That was it. Everything else in human history was the exact same. Like, literally everything. Every empire came and fell the exact same way. Every political person was assassinated the same way. World War I and World War II happened the exact same way. Literally nothing was different whatsoever. That's how poorly thought out this whole thing was.
My cat won't stop harassing me for attention. I just had to... She got one of her claws stuck in my jeans. I had to fucking unstick her. Hold on. I'm gonna pick her up so she can meow into the microphone.
Holy shit, Peg in that video. Holy shit.
She's on my chest now, in my chair with me. Come on, say something. I know you can meow, you do it all the time, you won't shut up. And now you won't say it.
Abuse!
Wow.
Abuse! Animal
what abuse? I'm just telling her to meow!
Animal control, it's abuse!
Well, hopefully you guys can at least hear her purring, so you know I'm not lying that I have her. Well, you two won't be able to, but hopefully chat will. Cats aren't known for cooperating, that's true.
Yep.
Let's see.
Let's play Hollow Knight. Also, hi, Fish. Oh, and I'll play Hollow Knight when you meet the bounty. Road Breach says you $2 super chat. You missed my first super chat. No, that was we were reading the super chats in order. We got them all.
Yeah, we do them in order, and we don't do them right away. We try to collect like a bunch of them to do at once.
Yeah.
$2 from Scoopmeister. Thank you. The Hornets have found your farm, Lizard Man.
Dragon, dragon. I don't do that tongue thing.
Dragons are a kind of lizard just like snakes.
No, stop. Stop it. We've already firmly established that is not true.
No, we haven't.
Yes, we have.
No, you don't need to say sorry, Road Breach. It's fine.
Yeah, no creativity. Indigo Gaming says Shadowrun had a better premise in that human culture was the same up until recently, and magic brings other meta-humans and monsters into the world recently, so the world makes more sense. Well, yeah, but then at that point, that's where you have the basically apocalypse, where everything splits apart. You have multiple new free cities that rise, entire police departments collapse, so now you have like private security forces acting as police and all these different demilitarized zones, and like the world is mad fucked in Shadowrun. So stuff coming back, they don't just come back and now everything's the same, but now with these, but it makes sense because it was recent. No. When it happened, it fucked everything up. Like the whole world went fucky wucky. And Pagan is dead.
No!
He dropped a video of a guy getting Gmod physics in real life, and yeah, now he's gone.
Rest in peace, Pagan. We hardly knew ye. I can't believe he fucking died.
Seriously, though, that video is so good. I'm putting that in my Discord.
I saw a comment here somewhere asking me what movie. Oh yeah, there it is. What was the name of the movie again? We've already mentioned like several movies that we've watched. So I don't know which one you're referring to. And $2 from Grandmaster Pie. Thank you.
Well, let's see. We did Jumanji.
Well, we didn't mention Jumanji, but that was a good watch
Fair.
too. Holy shit, I love that movie.
Yeah, that was a great movie.
There was some tism there with the water towards the end because like the downstairs has gotten like super fucked up several times over, including a stampede through it. But then it apparently can still retain that much water.
Yeah, and not just mention that, but why the fuck are you playing in the fucking Hell House? All right, why? Why do you need to play the Jumanji board game inside the Hell House?
I also kind of give the water thing a pass because the whole like curse of the game at that point is that you are getting flooded. So I can imagine the game like putting up barriers so the water won't leak out so easily.
Fair, but then it does the moment that he kicks the door once.
Yeah, but that's because at that point it's been breached. You know?
Why do I hate Halo Reach? Because it absolutely bastardizes the entire franchise, has the worst story in the entire series. Well, I can't say in the entire series, but it's the one that critically destroys all of Halo canon in one fell swoop. And then people go, well, Halo 4 is worse than it. It's like, maybe, but... Okay, to put this in perspective, Halo Reach took a shotgun and stuck it in the Halo cannon's mouth and blew its brains out, right? Halo 4 coming along and then cutting the head off isn't that big of a deal when Halo Reach already blew its brains out.
I would come back to the call and Setch would be talking about fucking Halo Reach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was having
like,
an
it
issue
is
with
genuinely awful. Halo Reach is genuinely awful.
my headset. I had to plug a new one in. Hopefully there's no more issues. Hopefully.
Yeah.
I've noticed this morning.
Go ahead.
I noticed this morning that my other headset was being weird. I was trying to sleep and it kept beeping, and I was like, "Why the fuck is it doing that? It's never done that before." And then I was having issues with it earlier when I was wearing it, and I was like, "Oh no." I was like, hopefully this doesn't become a problem later, but it was getting so bad I couldn't even hear you guys, so I unplugged it and put a new one in. So hopefully it'll be better now.
Fair. I was just telling that video that you posted in our chat was fucking great.
Oh yeah, I saw that. It fucking killed me. I was holding back laughter.
He got Gmod physics.
I've been having a couple issues with my headset too. If I used to be able to go almost anywhere in the house and still be able to hear stuff because it's wireless. Now I can't even go to the bathroom, which is like right next to my room with it like staying connected. It's very annoying. The other thing is I don't hear from Headset Waifu anymore. She stopped talking to me for several months now.
The
And it's weird because I had the same type of headset as you, and I never had Headset Waifu, like, to begin with, ever.
Well, clearly she chose me.
Well, clearly it was all in your head, and she never actually existed.
Wow! Rude. How? Wow.
Setch, have you been listening to Zero Punctuation again? No, I don't watch Zero Punctuation. Yahtzee gets so much shit wrong, it's fucking insane. Like, he's not... He has his moments where he's a good critic and he understands what he's talking about, but then he has moments like, what if Starbound, if all the worlds are infinite, why would you ever have other worlds? That's just stupid, game designers. It's like, they aren't infinite, you dumb fuck. I don't know whoever told Yahtzee they were infinite, but Yahtzee believed it immediately.
Well, how many worlds is there in Starbound? Isn't there like 50 million or something? Or
Yeah.
5 million? Like, point is, you're never going to see them all. That isn't the criticism to make about the game. The criticism is, why have like 5 million planets when there's 8 that you see over and over and over again that are remixed?
Yes. Because it is procedurally generated, but they don't have enough variation in the generation to make all these worlds actually different.
but Setch, we changed the dirt color on this planet. Instead of blue, it's green here.
Oh! It's totally different.
I fucking despise Star... Oh my god, you had to mention Starbound.
But yeah, no, this is one of Yahtzee's most infamous examples of him just absolutely fucking it up, like, hardcore.
£5 from Happy Nihilist. Thank you. All tomorrow's deals with how morphology would affect culture very well. Yay for libertarian philosopher, pterodactyl people with short life. What the fuck?
Oh, I know what he's talking about.
I think he meant to say lifespans, but I'm like, life's pants.
It's this really, it's complete pseudoscience. There's like nothing behind it to actually support that it's real, and it's literally just this guy creating like, oh, but what if people were like taken over by an advanced alien race and they like forced evolved us into like all these weird creatures and shit, and it's some of the weirdest shit you'll ever see.
What?
It's just really odd. Yeah, it's very strange, and it would be fine if it was like literally just like, oh, look at this weird concept I invented. But no, he tries to pass it off as like real science and like, oh, but no, this could actually happen. Like, we could actually evolve this way and shit. And it's like, oh my god, like what the fuck? It's so weird.
Oh, yeah, I know. Sorry, it's in the next super chat.
Sorry, what was that?
The thing is in the next super chat, don't worry.
Okay. $5 from Just a Guy from Alabama. Thank you. I also modified a bit of Roman culture, military, etc. to be as if they were wolves. Also, I chose wolves as Romans for a reason. Oh.
Yeah, the Roman iconography, not just eagles, but had lots of wolf iconography. Lots and lots of it. It'd be interesting to see. And see what you did with it.
$5 from Scorchercast. Thank you. Dead Island 2 has finally escaped development hell, and it's an Epic exclusive. Oh, well, fuck that. I hate my life. First Darkest Dungeon 2 and now this. I remember the best part of Dead Island being the trailer.
Yeah, and it was a bait-and-switch trailer. Trailer had nothing to do with the actual game. Nothing at all.
What do you mean?
Yes. It was nothing. It wasn't a sad, somber thing. It was a fucking brawler.
Oh.
It was a fucking goofy brawler.
There. Now she's meowing. Now she's meowing because I think she wants out now, and she's just like, she gets like this where she'll start meowing. It's not once. It's meow, meow, meow. Like getting angrier each time. This happens like when she wants water, because she doesn't drink water from a bowl typically. She wants to drink out of the fucking tap. So I have to pick her up, put her on the counter for the bathroom, then turn the tap on and either wait for her to finish or just walk away and come back and turn it off later.
Yep.
And now I guess she either wants attention or wants out.
Yeah, rest in peace. I won't ever touch Epic Games. Like, I unfortunately did with Saints Row 2022, but that was because I didn't realize that it was an Epic exclusive when the bounty was set down. And then they met the bounty, so, I'm a man of my word, even though I hate Epic Games.
Just a reminder, fucking Saints Row 2022 is fucking dog shit with no redeeming qualities.
Yep.
$20 from Ludwig Williams. Thank you. I've thought of my game's premise. TLDR, humans find a planet of aliens and want to kill or civilize them. You could side with either faction, or the aliens, but I can't think of a title. Best I've got is Imperium Europe, but that sucks. $2 from Ludwig Williams. Thank you. Cosmos, not Europe. Lol. So that's Imperium Europe. Well, I almost said it again. Wow. Imperium Cosmos. I wouldn't pick a title right away. A title will probably come to you as you work on the thing. I don't have a title for the game I want to make yet, and I've got a lot of ideas down for it right now, so I think if you're like starting off trying to figure out what your title is, you're starting at the wrong point.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll let you out. God damn.
$5 super chat from Grandmaster Pie. Thank you very much. Setch, would you touch Epic Games if they created a new Unreal Tournament? No. I loved Unreal Tournament, but I'm not touching Epic Games. No. Hell no. You can keep that Chinese spyware nonsense to yourself.
Oh yeah, fuck Epic Games. Fuck Epic Game Store. Fuck Epic Game Launcher. Whoever else they fucking have. Tree's game title. Untitled Owl Game. No.
It's funny, because that's that Untitled Duck game. That was actually pretty good.
Untitled Goose Game.
Goose. Yeah, I said duck. Damn it.
Well, to be fair, ducks are a kind of goose.
I'm gonna slap.
Oh, that was worth it. Are we ready to get on with this video?
Yeah, sure. I don't want to say no offense to this guy that we're going to be covering, but he looks like a twat. He just really does.
Oh, you're gonna think he more than looks like a twat after the first 5 seconds.
So, chat, to give you an understanding, I have just been looking at this guy staring at me this entire time.
Yeah, he cranks the twattishness up to fucking 11 right out of the gate. Are you ready?
Linkara?
I would never accuse this man on screen of having a particular fondness for the green M&M, okay?
Yeah.
So
there's all kinds of stuff all over in the background, guys. There's just all kinds of stuff. Okay.
Yeah. Are you guys ready?
I could say no, but it's not going to stop the pain, so.
Yes and no. I'm ready to start the video, but I'm not prepared for the shit we're going to have to deal with.
Oh boy.
Well, actually, that case, the official entry on the official website depicting the characters' backstories and biographies indicated they would have been far too young to be appearing in that particular story.
Okay, I know you're trying to do the twat thing, like you're trying to do the people that are like smug and full of themselves, but that is genuinely a problem. Like, if a character wasn't born at the time, but another story says that they were totally there, that is a problem.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like-
it gets so much worse.
But yeah,
Like,
holy
I can
shit.
sort of understand the idea that, like, if you have to go to another source to even find a plot hole, you know, it's kind of ridiculous to, like, sit here and shit on the whole thing for that. But the problem is, he definitely doesn't, like, leave it at that. Like, this is, like, the most... This is probably the best take he has in the video, because it gets only way worse than this here. It's so bad later, where it's like, are you serious? Like, how are you a fucking reviewer?
Yeah.
I guess we'll have to see.
And that's the thing, too, is he starts off with this, and look at that dumb fucking smug smile on his face. He starts off with this when an example he could have used already exists. It's a fucking Simpsons clip. Oh, Itchy plays Scratchy's xylophone, or ribs like a xylophone, and he hits the same rib twice, but they produce two different noises. I hope someone got fired for that blunder. That's the one people usually use.
Yeah.
Because you... Like, it's still a little bit cuntish, but at least that one is actually showing something that's completely inconsequential and doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, exactly. Well, like, again, it's that whole thing where Puss in Boots and the Last Wish. Jack Horner has gloves on in the scene, and then in the very next frame, he doesn't have gloves on anymore. That is a continuity problem, but does it affect the story in any way? No, because the gloves are no longer needed for anything. He doesn't pick up or touch anything that will harm him by not having gloves on or anything.
Yeah, and that's
it's just an inconsequential thing. That's a literal nitpick.
Yeah, I was going to say that is actual nitpicking, and that seems to be kind of what this guy is going for here, but then the example he gives would be like an actual problem. Like, if I set my story in the year 2000, and my character is 20 years old in the year 2000, and then I make a prequel in 1985, where it still stars the same character as an adult, that will make no sense. It would actually be non-functional.
Or, into this guy's example, if Cree set his story in 1970, and the main character was there, and it's like, that's 10 years before he was born.
Yeah. $220 reals from Ebony Ziti. Thank you. I fear no man, but that thing, it scares me. Oh.
I've been playing a lot of Team Fortress 2 again, too. Holy shit.
I've been wanting to. The tasteless hot takes, the smug smile, the irritating bead necklace. My god, his shirt even has a watermark.
Dude, I'm just gonna start referring to that on all shirts that have branding on them. Like, my god, a watermark.
Here's this guy, and what are we covering today? I don't remember the name of the channel. They're about to show the logo, though. It seems to be a group of people. And this is a guy talking about why he doesn't dwell on plot holes.
Which is like, okay, that's incredibly stupid. You should dwell on plot holes, because it means there's a problem with the writing. There's a problem in the story itself.
Well, Setch, have you considered that I just don't care about them?
Yeah, it's like, good for you. You don't care about consistent stories and, actual good writing. Nice. Nice self-out.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, they're multiplying. Yes, there's more people with really shitty plot hole takes.
Yes.
Oh, the bad writer apologist. Yep.
Look, I just don't care that there's bad aspects, okay? I enjoyed it, and that's good enough. This is why TLJ was actually a really good film, okay?
Well, technically, if you ignore literally every single problem that movie has, then it's a movie.
And if you take out all the transformative bits, it's a total copy of my work.
If you take out the, all the parts where they're talking and not playing my video from this 12-hour stream, then you're left with just my video!
Yeah.
Copyright infringement!
Oh, God.
I can't believe that actually happened still. Holy shit.
Yep.
$5 from Ludwig Williams. Thank you. Would you rather have a Fallout game developed by Notch or Scott Cawthon? Cawthon? I thought it was Thorin.
Yeah, it is. Cawthon.
Oh, Cawthorn.
Yeah, they just might have dropped the.
Honestly, I could go either way on that one as long as they stick true to the lore and write something decent.
Yeah, as long as it's good. You know, that'll be the thing. Will it be good or will it be bad?
Yeah. JXE's recent breakdown of Patrick Willems is an amazing and funny breakdown of the plot hole argument. Yes, that is an amazing fucking video. Go watch it, guys. After the stream, of course. Anyways.
Oh god, he looks like a twat in all of his videos.
Well, I mean, if you've been unfortunate enough to evolve very twat-like features and expressions, then you're probably always going to look like a twat.
Yeah, but I mean, the flat cap isn't helping him.
The multiverse of twatness. By the way, I hope you're doing well, Indigo. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's good to see Indigo.
Yeah.
Another one of those topics where, I don't know, just seeing enough things that I'm like, I just need to address why I don't address something. So, plot holes. I generally don't talk about them. And I'm not going to start. I think this kind of got bubbling in my head after my review for Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald came out, because there were not a ton, but enough comments where people were like, man, and you didn't even mention how this doesn't match that, and this contradicts that, and how did this even happen? And, you know, pointing out all these logical fallacies and plot holes in the thing.
So, a couple things. First of all, it takes forever to get to the fucking point.
Yeah.
Secondly, all these logical fallacies and plot holes, that's not what a logical fallacy is.
Yeah. A plot hole isn't a logical fallacy.
Well, he didn't say a plot hole is. He didn't say a plot hole is a logical fallacy. He's
I guess
including
he did
it in.
say and.
Yeah,
and
he said
plot holes.
and. So he's including that as like a criticism of the movie, and that's not how it works. Like, you can't say, oh, this movie has a logical fallacy to it where, I don't know, John Halo does something fucking dumb in a Halo movie. Like, that's not how that works. It's not what a logical fallacy is.
Yeah.
A logical fallacy is a bad type of... I don't know the exact definition, but it's essentially a deficient argument. Stuff like, oh, well, it's popular, so it must be good.
Yeah, or whataboutism.
Or appeals to emotion.
Well. Yeah.
Which is the kind of thing you kind of deal with a lot when covering media videos, because, oh, the Last Jedi really made me feel something, and that's why it's good. What about all the actual problems with it made me feel?
Yeah, that was that last week's, the whole Trigun thing, where it was like...
Oh, yeah.
It was good because it made me feel things. It's like, okay, that doesn't mean it's good. It made you feel something. That doesn't make it good.
Well, to be fair, The Last Jedi makes me feel stuff, too. In particular, rage. That doesn't mean it's good, though.
That's that whole, like, new age fucking modern art nonsense. Well, it made you feel something, therefore it's doing its job. It's like, fuck off. Oh, the artist took his shit, put it in his hand, and smeared it on this white canvas. Because what does it make you feel? Like, we need to go kick this fucking artist's ass and whoever set up this fucking, like, this exhibit? He goes, oh, it made you feel something, therefore it did its job. Fuck off.
Patrick Willems thinks teleporting across continents is the same as walking to the shop down the street. What the fuck is wrong with his brain? There's a lot of things wrong with his brain.
Critical thinking is a fucking lost art at this point.
It's quickly dying out. I can say that for sure. Like, I don't know. It feels like people are getting stupider and stupider like every week. I don't know what's happening.
Well, do you remember that meme that went around like a decade ago, where someone was talking about how in a writing class or an English class at school, the teacher would say something, "Oh, the blue curtains represent the author's depression," and then the translation of what the author actually meant, the curtains are fucking blue.
Yeah.
It's kind of that sort of deal where people read too much into fucking nothing.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I did like Indigo Gaming's comment.
I was about to read that.
Indigo Gaming says, this may be the worst thing Linkara did since Lightbringer. Oh, God.
It's him, the Lightbringer.
Oh, God.
I think Patrick went to film school, so that might be it. Yes, Patrick Willems is a fucking perpetual film school student.
Yep, he really is.
$5 from Ludwig Williams. Thank you. I have no idea who this guy is. Can you give me the rundown? At this point, you know exactly as much as we do.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, yeah, you by watching it, you already know that he's a complete twat, so, yeah.
Build that wall! Build that wall! God, I fucking love that fucking Psychic Pebbles thing. Oh my god.
The best thing Patrick ever gave us was the Rise of Skywalker meltdown. That was amazing. Because in his Last Jedi defense video, he was talking about how upset people were getting about The Last Jedi, and that's when he did the whole, it's a movie about space wizards meant for children. And then Rise of Skywalker comes out and he tweets, JJ, how fucking dare you?
Yeah.
Get fucked.
Yeah, that's great.
$5 from Just a Guy from Alabama. Thank you very much. This guy looks and sounds like he would apologize after walking in on his wife and the mailman. Indigo Gaming says the real plot hole is how Patrick Williams graduated from film school.
Yes.
No, that's the thing. That's the whole, like, what film school did you attend? Because that is a damning condemnation of their fucking standards and practices. Same thing I said about Vincent Martin. Like, what college did you graduate from? Because that is a damning indictment of that college.
Well, the thing, too, about Patrick Willems is that he just comes off as that typical, like, self-important film school douche. Like, he's the stereotype to a T.
Yep. Dude, well, Vincent Martin is the stereotype to a T to somebody who's college-educated. He's literally the college-educated meme made manifest.
Out as if that made my review somehow less valid because I didn't bring them up.
It literally is, though.
It does,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because those are problems, and the point of you being a reviewer is to point out the problems. Sure, you can point out the good things as well, but you need to point out when a story fails.
Yeah.
When the scenes fail, when the cinematography fails. Like, you've got to point these things out.
Yeah, because you're not going to be a very good reviewer of something if you leave out, like, crucial aspects that... The reason people watch or read reviews is so they can get a feel if they'd like this movie or game or book or whatever or not. And, if you leave out crucial details like, oh yeah, by the way, there's this one plot hole that completely destroys the entire story, people might be annoyed by that.
Yeah.
I know I would be incredibly annoyed if I heard a review absolutely praising the fuck out of a game or movie, and I went to either see or play that thing based on that review, and I found out that review left out crucial information that dramatically changes how I would feel about it, then yeah, I would have a problem with that.
Yeah.
And while I don't do
Yeah, there's-
review content, I do more analysis type content. If I did do reviews, I'd feel obligated to include like the good and the bads in a quick way to try and make people understand why they may or may not like this thing.
Yeah, it's. I just don't get what this dude's like thing is. Like, I don't understand how he doesn't understand that. Yeah, you leaving out, if all you're doing is praising stuff and you're never mentioning the problems of whatever it is you're reviewing, then yeah, your reviews don't have much point. Like, they're not very helpful.
You know, as Enclave Emily points out in chat, plot crucial item gets destroyed. Plot crucial item shows up again when convenient afterwards. Gosh, why are people so picky nowadays? Yeah, exactly. Like, that's basically what this type of video boils down to. And the one that Patrick Willems made, which is also utter dog shit. Again, check out JXC's video on Patrick Willems' video. Plot holes are massive to fiction functioning. Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is, just because there's issues with a movie where like there are plot holes and stuff like that, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to kill the whole thing and that it's going to be bad. Sometimes you can look past them depending on the rest of the quality of the film. But if it's already a bad film and you got all these problems that stack on top of it, it makes it even worse.
Yeah, exactly. Like I mentioned it before, I know on the Hogwarts Legacy streams, I can't remember if I mentioned it on STAG or not, but because of Hogwarts Legacy, I've been listening to the Harry Potter audiobooks. I've got just about 5 hours left of Deathly Hollows. I've been really enjoying them. There's a lot of fucking tism in those books, too. One of the biggest issues that's still really bugging me is the fact that Sirius Black went to prison for, what was it, 14 years or something?
Yeah.
For a crime he didn't commit, in a world where they can look into people's memories to see, like, exact depictions of what happened, and truth serums exist.
Yep. And not to mention, again, the one defense, because I had this problem before, is like, because I had said, okay, the Harry Potter universe doesn't make any sense, because how would you ever get away with a crime? Because I can just look in your head for the memory of it. And then someone said, no, that was explained that you can only see memories that a person is willing to show you. And it's like, and Sirius Black wouldn't be willing to show that he didn't do the fucking crime?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
it's not like he can manipulate his own memories into showing a different set of events. They do mention in the books that you can place like memory charms on people to either lock memories away or change them to be different. I think they can change them to be different. But those are done to other people. It's not mentioned if you can do them to yourself or not. And even then, it's not a surefire thing. Because characters are killed by the villains because they specifically say that memory charms aren't guaranteed. They can be broken. You can get through them. They're not a surefire defense.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's a pretty big deal, that plot hole. That's a big deal for me because, like, that completely changes how things should have played out realistically. But I still enjoy the overall books. There's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of tism there, but there's also a lot of great writing, and they're really enjoyable to go through. $5 from Alam. Thank you. I'm a concept artist, and I have an aneurysm whenever I see people smelling their own farts over a smudge of paint. Well, how much of an aneurysm do you get when someone puts a fucking blank canvas on a wall? Or tapes a banana to a wall?
Yeah, that's what I was going to bring up, the banana.
That's art. I fucking hate that shit.
And then there was that one where the guy had, like, lost his glasses and people thought it was part of the fucking display.
That should show you how fucked it is, though.
Yeah, it really should. Modern art is terrible. Modern art is genuinely terrible. It's just people with no talent wanting to pretend to be special. That's literally all modern art is.
Yeah, I love the fucking like prank videos and shit where people would leave like a random object there and like people would crowd around it and they're like, "Oh my god, what is the meaning of this?" And then like the guy would come back like, "Oh fuck, that's where I left it," and pick it up and walk like, "Oh, bye guys," and shit like that. And they all just kind of look at each other like, "Fuck." I fucking love that shit. It's so funny.
Also, holy
Yeah.
shit, Indigo Gaming is fucking savage today. If you want to know about artistic expression with a banana, ask the Amazing Atheist.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No, don't. From Enclave Emily. Sorry for another tag, Creetosis, but I can ignore Shadow having a Chaos Emerald in Sonic Heroes on Act 1, despite there being a mission to collect it afterwards. I can't ignore the water purifier in Fallout 3. The water purifier in Fallout 3 is, like, numerous levels of fucking retarded. It is crazy how many issues there are with that.
Yeah, in a game that's all about a water crisis where nobody is affected by a water crisis.
And in a
so
world where it
fucking weird.
doesn't rain, and even if it did, no one has anything to collect water with.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. And better yet, fucking the later games completely destroy the plot because it turns out you can just make simple purifiers that purify water just fine.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's like if you
Well,
could just always do that, why the fuck
it's-
did nobody build one?
It's even funnier when Fallout 4's intro explicitly opens by saying, oh yeah, there's an energy crisis. That's what led to all these problems. And then in your settlements, you can literally just build like 100 generators. With some of the DLC, you can even build, you know the machine that you pull fusion cores out of?
Yeah, you can build
something
a
like
fusion.
that. Yeah, fusion generator.
Yeah, you could
Which-
build those.
With ease.
And they run forever. And even in the base game, those generators are still running fucking over 200 years after the bombs fell. These generators are still running. How the
Yep.
fuck was there ever an energy crisis when you could literally just build fusion generators?
Yeah. God, there's so much to say on this fusion thing. I fucking hate them so much. $2 from just a guy from Alabama. Thank you. I feel like I need to stuff this guy in a locker. You know what? I think I feel that too. I wasn't even that person in school, and I'm getting the fucking urges. Where's a locker? I need a fucking locker.
Oh yeah, fucking not just any generators, gas powered generators. Yeah, where the fuck do you get the gas?
Gas generators that you don't ever refill. They just run forever.
Yeah.
Even better, a lot of people like get this weird thing where it's like, oh, you just take it out of the ground and then put it right in the thing. It's like, no, you actually have to process that. You can't just take oil and stick it in your fucking car, for God's sake.
Yeah, that's not how it works.
The thing, at the end of the day, I don't care. Because
That's a problem.
Well, yeah,
that is a
that's-
problem.
yeah.
That is... It is fine to not care about plot holes. Unless you're a fucking reviewer!
Yeah, if
Yeah.
it's literally,
It's
your,
literally your
job to point
job.
them out, then you should fucking care. Oh my god. See, this is right. That part right there is exactly why I said we should title this Integrity. What's that? Because
Yep.
Jesus Christ, dude, you should fucking care when it's your job.
Yep.
This is also the point where I stopped previewing the video because I knew this was, like, so fucked we had to do it.
Yeah.
Man. Howdy, fellas. Lost track of time. What did I miss? Terrible video. Very, very bad.
Yep.
I don't care about flavor, says the taste tester. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, it's like a fucking food like, similar to that comment. It's like a food reviewer saying, yeah, I don't actually care about the atmosphere of this restaurant or the taste of the food or the quality of how it's cooked or anything of the sort. I just don't care. Then why the fuck
Yep.
are you a food reviewer?
first, there is no such thing as a bulletproof script.
Bullshit.
But yes, there is. There absolutely is. Again, you just have a script that doesn't contradict itself. It doesn't have plot holes. Will it take effort? Sure. Is it impossible? No.
God, I didn't even get to that argument. I literally stopped after I don't care, and I didn't know that was coming. That pisses me off. Because it's essentially giving up. Oh, well, we can't reach perfection, so why try at all?
Yeah.
What a dumb
I
fucking
find it
argument.
stupid just for the reason of it, like the implication that you could never achieve a perfect script, which I don't believe that's true. But the idea that you could never do it, therefore you just shouldn't pay attention to issues at all. It's like, no, that's fucking stupid. Just because you can't reach perfection doesn't mean that you still shouldn't pay attention to the problems. Because sometimes, it's a scale. That's the thing. It's a scale. Is it a good film? Is it a bad film? These things exist despite the idea of your thing of, well, you can't reach perfection. Okay, well, even if that's true, you could still have really bad things and really good things. You should still be paying attention to the problems.
Exactly.
Holy fuck.
Even if you can't reach perfection, I would still prefer a movie that is 99% good, like close to perfection. There's like one tiny issue, as opposed to 1% on that same scale.
Yeah. Like, again, Citizen Kane only has a single plot hole in it. Nobody could have heard him say Rosebud. All they had to do in the script was have a nurse or somebody check on him as he passed away, as he gave his last breath and said Rosebud. Right, problem solved, and then the script is fine. It would be, as you call it, a bulletproof script.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God. It just frustrates me, the very idea that you can't reach perfection, so why try?
Yeah, it makes no goddamn sense to me how that mindset can exist, where even if it was true, it doesn't change the fact that problems still exist and you should still address them, because it could still define the quality of the product that you're reviewing. Like, holy fuck, you're a reviewer. That's the fucking point, is to pick out the problems and the good. You can't just pick one and then only ever cover that, because then you'd only ever have one fucking rating for everything. It's either everything is good or everything is bad.
Yeah.
I think it speaks even worse to his credibility as a reviewer than the I don't care thing is, oh, well, nothing is ever going to be perfect. Like, that... God. I hate that so much. And also, Indigo again being savage. The perfect script exists. It was written on a pink slip this guy got from Starbucks years ago. No plot holes, no logical fallacies.
Oh, damn.
Oh god, where'd that comment go? I'm getting Neo Jesus flashbacks, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
God, thanks to Indigo, I'm getting a fucking flashback of the, I quit my job so I could fucking, so I could cover Fallout 76.
Yeah.
If anyone ever does a compilation of our best moments, that one needs to be in there. Holy shit, that was an amazing moment.
It really was.
Uh,
Fucking Magnum Opus was so great.
That
Holy
was
shit.
great. That was probably one of our best videos. That was like up there. It was probably like the top 3, at least. It was so fucking good. Oh my god.
$2 from Grandmaster Pie. Thank you. Every Mel Brooks movie is perfect. Point refuted. I'll do you one better. A perfect script does exist. It's called Twisted Pair by Neil Breen.
Oh. Oh.
or Fateful Findings or any of his other movies.
Neil Breen is just like he's a shit factory. He just pumps out shit, but it's like you're morbidly fascinated by like what the fuck?
It's almost like watching Chills.
Yeah. I think we did
Oh.
miss one super chat.
Yes. $2 from Ludwig Williams. Thank you. This mindset is the decline of Western civilization. I mean,
Certainly feels like it.
it's hard to disagree with that idea when, like, you can realize why everything becomes so shit when you've got people like this in the world who just don't care.
Yeah.
And like,
when it's their job literally to care, and they just don't.
and like, yeah, it's movies, whatever. The world isn't gonna end tomorrow because, you know, the newest Star Wars movie wasn't good and this guy didn't care. The problem is that, like, this kind of attitude is almost kind of society-wide. That's the problem. Like, yeah,
Someone brought up The Room as high art. I wonder, I haven't seen that in a long time. Is there actually technically any plot holes? Like, it's a bad film, but does it contradict itself?
I mean, that's the fascinating thing about bad movies, is that you could have a script that doesn't contradict itself at all, but it's either just boring or so poorly acted and filmed that it becomes garbage due to those aspects.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking, where it's like, was The Room like a perfectly written story in that there are no plot holes or contradictions or anything, but it was just so horribly acted and it was just so insane of a concept.
I think Birdemic might qualify, because I can't think of a single contradiction or plot hole. I mean, there's oddities, like, one, birds going insane to begin with, and two, birds kamikaze dive bombing and exploding. That's pretty fucking weird. But if that's how this world works, you know, then that's how this world works.
Or random scientists showing up in the middle of the woods to explain climate change and then they run away.
Wait, did you hear that? Oh, I gotta go.
Because, like, yeah, you could have, like, just imagine, like, every Tywin Lannister scene, except it's played by Neil Breen, and it has the same, like, set quality. And then you could see how something terribly written could come out as bad, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's the birds ate rice that caused them to explode. My favorite part was, if I remember right, they even added in the sound effect of them going in to swoop and dive bomb. It's like, oh, Jesus. And then you just see them hitting, like, random buildings in the background, and the you know, .explode .gif playing in the background. It's like, oh, jeez.
It does. Bulletproof script would be boring as heck.
Oh
What?
my god,
What?
shut the fuck up, you
How?
retard.
That doesn't even make sense.
A script
Based on
that
what?
You know
contradicts
what?
itself-
I think
a
I
script
know
that
where
doesn't
this is
contradict itself
going.
or have any plot holes would be boring. But how?
I think I know exactly where this is going. He's probably going to take it in the direction of, oh, well, this stuff can't happen in real life, so that would be... But first of all, there are stories that take place in real life that are fucking fascinating. Secondly, that's a dumb argument because the whole, like, as long as it remains consistent with its own world, it doesn't have to be true to reality. It could still be bulletproof. Fallout, if you do a Fallout movie or a game where, you know, it has ghouls and mutants and supercomputer AIs that gain sapience, you could still have, like, a fucking bulletproof script for that.
Yeah, you got to make sure you include the scene where a bunch of raiders booby trap a telephone, so that when this vault opens after hundreds of years and they go to look up the address of the other vault in a phone book, they're like, ha, the trap works. It works every time. It's like, what? Hold on a second, what?
But yeah, like, just to give a quick example, if my world has a fire monster, and if you put water on the fire monster and it dies, and, like, you just keep that consistent, it's still a bulletproof story. But then you have a version, you know, you have a sequel where water doesn't kill the fire monster, then it wouldn't be bulletproof.
Yeah, because then that would obviously be a plot hole.
Yeah, that would be a plot hole. But you can have worlds with, like, fantastical elements. They're still bulletproof as long as you keep them consistent. I fucking hate this argument so much.
The first Alien movie is a bulletproof script. There is nothing in the first Alien movie that contradicts itself, or then no plot holes. It makes sense that they're doing what they're doing and everything is grounded. That is a bulletproof script. Does it take place in reality? No, they're on a fucking mining station way in the far future. well, not a mining station. It might as well be a station, but it's a big mining ship. It's an ore processing ship.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to tell you this, Setch, but that means it's boring.
Yeah, apparently so.
Oh yeah.
The first Alien movie is boring.
The original Alien movie is the worst. I can't even finish that. That hurts to say.
Yeah, this is so ridiculous. This guy can't even think like 2 steps ahead of what he's saying. Where it's like, you understand why that makes no goddamn sense, right? The only thing, like, I've been sitting here trying to understand what he could possibly mean by, oh well, a perfect bullet, like, you know, a perfect bulletproof script would be boring, as if he was saying like, you know, well, scripts are like people, and people are partially defined by their flaws. It's like, okay, but you could have that in your script and be intentional, and it not, you know, like, you could write characters that are flawed.
You can also, even better, you can write a character that gives you wrong information, but that doesn't mean there's a plot hole. It means the character himself is wrong. The character themselves has made a mistake. That's entirely
Exactly.
fine.
Or the character is lying.
Yeah, it's why I don't get this logic. I just don't know how he could possibly come up with this argument and believe it.
$5 from just a guy from Alabama. Thank you. By the way, you know for a fact that this middle-aged Daniel Larson doppelganger would apply plot holes to movies he dislikes. Yeah, that's the thing.
You.
That's the thing about criticism going in both directions, is people will apply the rules when it suits them. People who will say you can't say this thing is objectively bad will be the first ones to point out when you're wrong about something they like. And like, it's just a bunch of bullshit with a lot of these people.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, we saw that a lot with, like, the Joker movie and stuff like that, where they're like, well, this doesn't even make sense. This is so stupid. Yet these people are the same ones that would argue that there was nothing wrong with TLJ and you shouldn't even care about the inconsistencies and stuff like that. It's fine. Who cares? But when it comes to Joker, oh, well, it's a dumb movie full of problems and it doesn't even make sense. I don't even know how people could say this was a good film. It has so many issues. It's like, okay, well, what about TLJ? Well, it's perfect.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, even better, like, you'll then ask them, like, what the issues are with Joker, and they'll, like, spiral, and they'll be like, oh, well, we didn't actually go on a date with that one girl. It was all in his head. It's like, yeah, kind of the fucking point. Like, did you notice he wasn't acting in character like himself when he was around her for some reason? He was way more brave and confident in all fucking aspects? Wonder if it was a delusion in his fucking head. Maybe the guy who is seeing a therapist and is trying to get locked up in Arkham might have problems.
Characters can absolutely make mistakes. For example, this guy's dad swiped right.
Oh, damn.
Oh my god. Fucking brutal today.
Savage, yeah.
$5 from Ludwig Williams, thank you. Speaking of, do you think the Fallout show could possibly be good? Possibly.
It has potential.
Possibly.
Everything has potential to be good. Do
Rings
we
of,
think it will? I am not holding my breath.
Rings of Power had the possibility to be good. Guess what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, did
and
you-
we were saying,
Before-
you know, like, before that came out, we were saying, you know, like, oh, well, it could be good. It has potential. Like, you know, they might not fuck it up. They did. But yeah, it's the same thing here, where it's like, they might not fuck it up. You know, it could be good, but oh
But everything
boy,
they're showing us is not giving us hope.
But see,
well, the fucking
that's,
description of it alone, it's like, oh my god.
that's the thing too, is that anything has the potential to be good before we actually see it. It is possible that Neil Breen's next movie could potentially be good. Will it? Probably fucking not. But the
Yeah,
potential
based off
does
his
exist.
past work.
But the potential does exist.
Yeah.
There's the potential that M. Night Shyamalan's next movie could be good. Probably not. There's potential that the next Bethesda game, Starfield, could be good. Probably not.
Yeah.
Indigo woke up this morning and decided violence is the only answer.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah,
but,
that argument
speaking
too. Joker is just a copy of 3 different movies which aren't copies of each other. Fucking morons. I hated that argument so much.
Yeah, that was so stupid.
Even
these other concepts vaguely exist in these other films, so therefore this film is not allowed to exist. Fuck off.
Yeah, when it came to Rings of Power, did you guys see how bad it really was?
Yeah, they lost like they only had about 30% of their viewers left by the end of the show.
30%.
That is fucking brutal.
You had, I think it was 35 technically, so you had a 65% viewer drop off.
And
Holy
usually,
crap.
And that's the thing too. Usually there are steep drop-offs after like the premiere episode of a show or even a season, but usually not that fucking bad.
Yeah.
Usually you lose like maybe 40% at worst. You know?
Yep.
Unless it's a bad show, obviously.
Yeah, the collective Lord of the Ring fandom all said no.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's good they did.
Yeah.
And it's weird, all the people like covering it were also pointing out that the Hollywood Reporter was like circling and dancing around what the issue actually was and saying like, oh, maybe it's because it was just boring and took too long, it was very slow paced and stuff like that. It's like, no, you can just come out and say what the actual issue is. You can just say what the actual issue is, that it's shit all over Tolkien's lore and work.
See, that's the thing I hate about those kinds of criticisms too, is that if something is bad, but it's also slow paced, then that ruins the reputation of something being slow paced, and people start thinking, oh, we need more action scenes, because slow pacing can really work when done well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look at fucking House of the Dragon. There's a bunch of like slow paced scenes in that show before things started really ramping up towards the end. And in fact, one of the best scenes in the entire show, arguably the best scene, was a slow-paced scene where the king walks into the throne room in episode 8.
Yeah, and it's just playing the Targaryen theme as he slowly and painfully, mind you, makes his way up to the throne.
Yeah.
It is a fantastic one because everybody, the entire crowd, everybody that's gathered there to hear the squabble between noblemen is just silent as the king just appears.
Yeah. It's a man walking across the room, and it's the best scene in the entire show. And that's obviously not to downplay it, but to show that you could have something as simple as that become amazing and have so much meaning because of everything that has led up to that point, that has built that point up to make it important.
Yep.
Plinkett,
the Godfather movie is slow paced. I agree, and it is fantastic. It makes the moments of intense and realistic violence stand out even more.
Mr. Plinkett made a similar argument years ago, and I forget which of his Star Trek movie videos it was. It might have been Nemesis, where he was talking about how, like, this one episode of TNG was all leading up to a scene where people are walking down a corridor, and it's like one of the most tense and interesting scenes in the entire episode because of everything that built to that moment, and how that was so much more interesting than whatever fucking dumb shit was happening in the Star Trek movie he was talking about. Because all the TNG movies sucked. They were all bad.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's some good moments in them, but oh man, they're just rough.
Well, hey, if we want to talk about something recent, with a lot of slow scenes in it, fucking, again, MSS Blue, very slow pace, lots of build-up, lots of quiet moments all throughout the entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
Still a good movie.
Yep. Had a great one in the elevator, where all they were doing was they're just riding an elevator down, and the doctor was laughing. But it was
Crying, then laughing, yeah.
yeah, and then laugh crying, which it was pretty fucking.
God, Amethyst Blue is so fucking good. You need a flow chart to like understand half of it, but it's so good.
Yeah. I genuinely need to break it out because there are things where it's like, okay, like what is? God, I don't want to get any spoilers. What may be real and what might not be real, sort of deal. It's one of those.
Yeah. Yeah, it does a lot of that. Like you're constantly questioning whether or not like what just happened actually happened or not.
Yeah.
I'll read this other comment after I get the super chat. It's fucking funny. $2 from a guy under a bridge. Thank you. Fallout to get 3-season show directed by Kathleen.
Oh,
see that
God.
that name invokes fear now, because I don't know if you mean like the witch or a different Kathleen. But the one I was trying not to laugh at. Can we please move on from the 1,000 yards cuck stare man? The look he gives.
Oh my god.
The look he gives from the corner.
I just realized I've been looking like at the screen and like occasionally I'm like, he looks familiar. He looks like a super gay version of Tobey Maguire.
Oh my god.
Doesn't he?
Dude. Holy shit, yes he does.
It just came to me. I was like, oh my god, it's literally Tobey Maguire from the third movie, but it's super gay.
Oh no, Pagan just cracked the fucking code.
Well, I shouldn't even say gay, just soy-filled, just extremely soy-filled.
Yeah.
And a guy under a bridge clarified, yes, Kathleen Kennedy. See, I don't think she's a director, though. She's just a producer.
The Gabo Jones says, the last thing you see before you realize the drink was spiked.
It does. Like, God, the way he stares at the camera, it literally looks like he's, like, anticipating something. It's pretty creepy.
I know someone in chat earlier said that this guy looks like a cross between Likara and Nostalgia Critic.
Yeah, I can see that, too.
We haven't covered a Nostalgia Critic video yet. We should do that at some point.
Can we not? Like, I would be very happy never to see that fucking smug twat again.
Yeah, but
I don't
the
know.
show is all about suffering.
No, it isn't. No, we are not suffering through abject garbage anymore.
Yes,
That's
we
the past.
are!
Let it die.
Every video we've covered, we've suffered through.
Yeah.
No, that's the past.
We're
Let
suffering
it die.
through this video right now!
Some changes are guaranteed. We will rise above.
I don't know. I think we might cover one in the future.
It is I, the Roofie Bringer.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Somebody's going to have to do an edit of him in a fedora. Like,
Oh, no.
Geez.
Oh, God. $2 from Ludwig Williams. Thank you. Actually, I'm not sure if thank you this time. You should watch through all of MatPat's FNAF videos. I'd
Fuck
rather
no.
fucking kill myself.
Yeah, hell no. Oh. It's hard enough just getting through those videos that we covered on stream, and those weren't even a series. Those were just standalone videos. I could barely get through those. If you think I'm gonna watch all of his fucking FNAF videos, think again. I'd kill myself.
Yep.
Have to cover so much stuff to avoid any possible plot hole. A good
No, wait, no, you don't.
No.
You don't.
You literally don't. Holy shit.
You just don't write anything that contradicts the story, or if there is something that contradicts, make it a point of why it contradicts. Like, holy shit. Like I said,
And-
you can have a character that genuinely says that this is the way something works, and then you're shown that that's not the way it works. So, is that a contradiction? Yes, but is it one that destroys the story, or is it intentional? It's intentional.
Yeah, the character could be wrong. The character could be lying. The character could be ill-informed, which would still be a form of being wrong, but a different, like someone lied to them.
Yeah. It's it's Wheatley in Portal 2, where he's like, oh, they told me if I ever got off my rail, I would die. I would die. Who would believe that? I don't know why that. Hang on, this might hurt. And he turns on his flashlight. He's like, oh, they told me if I turn on my flashlight, I would die. I don't know why I ever believed them. It's like, yeah. It's because the entire point is that Wheatley's an idiot. Like, that is an actual thing. Like, you know, no sane person would ever believe that, hey, if you turn on this flashlight, you'll die horribly. Nobody would ever believe that. The point is that Wheatley is so fucking stupid, he does believe.
There's another time, too, when a contradiction could work. And if the actual rules of the universe has changed for some reason. Like, let's say there's a world where there's no magic. It's firmly established that no magic exists under any circumstances. But then you find out it's all been locked away, and by uncovering the ancient tomb of fucking whateverness, magic is released back into the world and people can use it now. That would be a form of contradiction where it's not a plot hole, it's not an error of any kind, it's explained why things have changed.
Yeah.
Film that you either don't notice the holes while you're watching it, or if you do, you don't care.
What? Or
We
what
might
about
need to
movies
get that full-
don't have?
We might need to get that full sentence to see what he was saying.
Okay.
No such thing as a bulletproof script.
Shut
It
up.
doesn't exist. A bulletproof script would be boring as heck because you would have to cover so much stuff to avoid any possible plot hole. A good film is a film that you either don't notice the holes while you're watching it, or if you do, you don't care.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, that
No.
is
A
fucking
1,000
shit.
times worse than I thought it was going to be. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's still really fucking bad. Like, even in films where you can look past the plot holes if it's still a good film, you don't not care. You still care that those plot holes are there. You still need to bring them up. It just doesn't necessarily mean that the movie's bad because of them.
Yeah, I just gave an example with the Harry Potter books I've been listening to. Sirius Black being in prison when, in a world, for a crime he didn't commit in a world with truth serums.
Yep.
Like, there's no... That, I find, is very damaging to the series overall, because introducing truth serums and the ability to look at people's memories, if they allow it, which of course he would, introducing those two elements completely break the reason he's in prison. And if he wasn't in prison, that would have changed how fucking everything plays out. I still liked him regardless of that issue, but it doesn't mean that issue isn't an issue, because it's a really fucking bad issue.
Yeah.
If one man doesn't care he's eating a turd, does that make it some Gordon Ramsay dish? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid. Then again, this is the whole, like, okay, then, you know, name a plot hole in the first Godfather movie. Name a plot hole in,
As a guy under a bridge says in chat, Terminator 1.
Guardians of the Galaxy one. Name a plot hole in that movie. Like, your thing is mad fucked, because you have now just presumed that every single movie in existence has plot holes in it and contradictions.
And not
So
just
now
that, but
you're
that
going to have to name them in all these movies that don't have it then. Okay, then where's the plot hole in this movie? Where's the plot hole in that movie?
And not just that, but that plot holes are so difficult to overcome that you would need to spend from the sense of the way he was arguing, you would need to cover all that stuff. So you need to spend time explaining all those things, which, not really.
Yeah, you don't. Again, we don't need them to explain that Star Wars has spaceships. We can just see that, hey, there are ships flying in space. We can now logically assume that they're spaceships.
Well, he hasn't even made the realism argument, which I'm glad he didn't, because that one in particular is fucking annoying. But,
yeah, absolutely.
like, if you were to explain away plot holes, it wouldn't really take that much time unless it's something extremely damaging, like the Fallout 3 water purifier.
Yeah.
Or the Harry Potter truth serum and Sirius. I'm just trying to think of an example of, like, a smaller plot hole that's damaging that wouldn't take much to fix. Can't think of one off the top of my head, unfortunately.
Well, one that's easy to fix, like I said, Citizen Kane. Nobody heard him say Rosebud. All you have to do is have a nurse or somebody who's attending to a dying man walk in the room as he gives his last gasp and says Rosebud, and the globe falls.
Yeah,
that's all you have to do, and that fixes it entirely.
That's a really good example. I can't believe I forgot that when you mentioned it like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, because the story can't happen without someone hearing his final word. And the rest of the story happens anyways, so that's kind of what makes it a plot hole. But fixing it isn't going to take, like, 5 hours of screen time to fully, like, explain how, like, there was a man hiding in the wall in a secret compartment in a secret passage, and that's how he heard... No, there's none of that shit. Like, you could, as such said, you could literally just have the caregiver come in a minute early and hear him say it as he dies.
Yeah. $5 from Just Guy from Alabama. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I almost feel bad for this guy. Not only was he conceived through butt stuff, but his mom drank and smoked very heavily during pregnancy.
God damn.
Damn. And then $3 Australian from Get Out There, yo. Stag number 2, Deja Vu. There you go.
It's almost as bad as that.
Yeah. He's in the goddamn walls. Yeah, he is. That's how they heard Rosebud.
I'd probably be a lot scarier, I'd probably be a lot more scared if this guy was in the walls than the aliens.
I think example of this is the original Jurassic Park. So,
okay.
Good choice. We just watched that really recently, so we're very familiar with it.
Oh yeah.
It's the whole iconic thing here. Because
Do it.
in the storm,
Fucking go for it.
the T-Rex busts out. That whole thing.
Yes.
What's going on with the ground in the T-Rex paddock? Because...
Yes.
Yes.
And we said that is a problem. That is a plot hole.
Yes.
That is 100%
about-
a problem. In fact, I'm glad he showed that frame too, because it literally showed the T-Rex stepping out of the exact area that we see later is where a giant chasm is.
Yep.
Yep.
So, okay, let's see where this is going. I like this example so far.
Yeah.
Because the fence comes down, and the T-Rex strolls over, and then later, a Jeep is getting pushed through the hole in the fence, and on the other side is a sheer drop.
Thank you for showing another example. Most people don't do that. You have quite clearly illustrated why this scene is a problem. Now, how are you going to fuck it up?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did the T-Rex levitate to get there? Did the ground suddenly open up out of nowhere? Like, what is going on? There's no way there would have been that kind of drop-off just for safety reasons, if nothing else. How?
No. Get rid of the safety reasons thing. We know it wouldn't be there because the T-Rex clearly just strode across level ground with the fence. We know that. You don't need to go this. It wouldn't be there for safety reasons. No. We know it physically wouldn't be there because the T-Rex was literally walking on the ground where the goat was, and now he's where they are just from stepping over that little dividing barrier. He didn't jump or anything.
Yep.
You don't need the safety things there. You don't need that.
This example use already puts him in the top half of quality for video STAG is covered. Unironically, yeah. The rest of the video is dog shit, and everything he's said so far is stupid. But the fact that he's actually showing examples when most people don't already puts him at least a head above everyone else.
He's not an Acer Thorn tier. His takes are shit, but at least he has examples. He's literally showing evidence to back up his claim.
Yeah. And it's quite convenient for us, too, because the evidence helps what we're going to argue when he gets to the end of this.
Yep.
You know, it's funny you brought up the fucking Acer Thorn thing, but it's the funny thing about Acer Thorn is he actually did try to show evidence. He just didn't realize that by showing the evidence that he shows, it actually disproves almost everything he says.
Well, he did show evidence for one thing and one thing only, which is the only thing he cared about, which was, you know,
the girl he wanted to fuck.
Lesbian. Yeah.
Yeah, it was literally just like an entire segment of showing one character so he can be like, this is what good pussy sounds like.
Oh my god.
This is what good pussy looks like.
I like that you fucked it up 3 times and then said sounds like and everything. Because his whole example was her being a smartass.
Yeah, I was doing the meme and then I was like, maybe don't do that. But then like I was like, I'll fucking do it anyways.
Your brain had that brief moment of, hang on a second, bail out of the dive. Meanwhile, the rest of your brain ran forward and kicked that fucking joystick straight down and go, we're going down, baby!
Yep. Oh my god. That fucking video is still so good. Somebody posted a meme a few days ago where it's literally just like somebody walking into that area, the
Vault 87.
Vault 87.
The actual entrance.
Yeah, and where the radiation meter just goes off the charts, and it's just like making loud crackling noises. And right before the dude dies, it like Fox engages like conversation. So like the was it Leo? I thought it was Fox.
Uncle Leo.
Okay, well, Uncle Leo engages conversation. So the camera spins around and zooms in on him, and he just goes, "That's what good pussy sounds like." And then the dude dies.
Oh, God.
I just like this comment from Bezin too. Intrusive thoughts 1.
Yep. They did. I had to.
How did that get there? Nobody asked. Nobody cared.
Fuck you.
We asked and we
Fuck
cared.
you. We asked and we cared. Most of the people who has brought that problem up fucking cared.
You know why? Cared because you know it exists.
Yeah.
The fuck do you mean nobody asked? This is like one of the most like well-known fucking plot holes in movies, you fucking plank.
Yes.
The fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, and it is a problem. And again, this is another great example of just because a plot hole exists doesn't necessarily mean that the entire film is going to be bad because of it. It's a problem. It's something that shouldn't be there, and it does somewhat bring the movie down in quality, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's bad.
Yeah.
Hold on, I want to search on YouTube. To see how many videos there are talking about the plot. So I just searched Jurassic Park T-Rex plot hole. Very first video is how the T-Rex got over the giant gap. The giant drop-off in Jurassic Park 4 years ago. 718,000 views. Very first video that comes up. It seems to me like a lot of people care if they're going to be watching that video.
Yep.
Also, I love that he brought this up and it's like, nobody asked. It's literally like saying, like, how was your day? And then the moment you start to tell them, they're like, nobody asked. Nobody asked.
Well, to be fair, that's kind of a the Midwest is kind of to blame for that, for the sup thing. I think you say, "Oh, not much. I just did this," and then they just look at you confused, and it's like, "Well, you did say sup. What's up or how's it going?" So and that's just supposed to be a generic greeting. So hey, for anyone that's not from the United States, if you're in the United States and somebody says, "How's it going?" they're not actually asking you how it's going. They're literally just saying hello. Trust me, you will get the look if you start explaining how it's actually going, and the person will be like, I don't fucking care. Like, what are you doing?"
There's another video I found here using the Jurassic World Evolution game to recreate the T-Rex enclosure thing. And this video is explaining why it's not a plot hole, which, okay, I don't know how you could explain that. It's literally a big plot hole, but okay.
Yeah, unless the T-Rex can fly, it's a plot hole.
The problem with the T-Rex breakout in Jurassic Park, 5 years ago, 208,000 views. 4 years ago, this is a less known video, less than 1,000 views. Answers from the script, Cliff plot hole explained. Jurassic Park and the Magic Cliff. So yeah, it seems to me like a lot of people care. I just hate this argument that nobody... I guess he doesn't care, so nobody cares, even though a lot of people do clearly care. Again, this is one of the most well-known plot holes in movies that a lot of people fucking talk about. In fact, it's hard to talk about this movie without bringing up that specific issue.
Yep. And the fact that he brought it up, implies that he must know that.
Well,
to
no,
some degree.
Pagan, you don't understand. It's this obscure thing that nobody knows about. See, Jurassic Park wasn't like a very big movie. It was only seen by like a couple hundred people when it was first released, and then not many after that. It's a cult classic for that reason. So it's very obscure, this plot hole. Fucking idiot. $5 from Just a Guy from Alabama. Thank you. Has this wine baby ever considered that maybe a good movie with plot holes would be better without plot holes? Yeah, exactly. I love the fuck out of Jurassic Park. I would love it more if that issue and a few others didn't exist.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and there's others. It's not just this one. There's others where we especially noticed when we were watching it. We were like, man, there's a lot more issues than I remember.
Shit. I got a "you ask and you shall receive." Uh-oh.
Yeah, I saw that. The T-Rex cliff thing was a big one. The raptor poking its head through the drop ceiling was another, because how did you suddenly get like another 6 feet taller than you were?
Yeah.
Yeah. The weird thing is that you see it jump onto a desk, implying like, oh, well, clearly it's standing on the desk to do that. But then we see it fall, and the desk is just magically gone.
Yeah, there's nothing there. It was
and it's like, what the fuck?
So it like jumped up and grabbed on with its little claw hands and was hanging from a drop ceiling.
Yeah.
It wasn't even angled to be hanging off of anything, so it was just fucking T-posing in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jurassic Park has like a weird issue with like heights and stuff, and basically, it's always implying that the dinosaurs can fly.
Yeah.
Really weird.
Nature finds a way.
$3 from Get Out There, Yo. Thank you. An ironic defense of Rule of Cool. Sad. Yeah. This is a shit video. How do you do, fellow boomers? Shame I caught the stream late, but oh well. Hello, the voices will not stop. Have the voices stopped yet?
Have the meds started kicking in? I still love... That is still one of my favorite, just like... I mean, the entire point behind the Pippa Joker parody trailer is that it's non sequiturs, but that is one of my favorites. Like, give me the cube, Pippa! And then it just immediately goes to Pippa spazzing on the ground going, oh no, the meds are kicking in!
Yeah, I fucking love that one.
And,
oh no, the meds are kicking in!
The Voices Will Not Stop has responded, they never stop.
Time to up the dosage!
Oh no.
might have after the fact, but you know what?
I cut that mid-sentence, so I'm going
Oh,
back.
you might have spotted them after the fact. It's like, no, you spot them in the moment because it's fucking obvious, man.
Yeah. Like, I can understand, like, there's always going to be people out there who will miss the plot hole, so it doesn't excuse them being there.
Yeah.
Kind of drop off just for safety reasons, if nothing else. How did that get there? Nobody asked. Nobody cared. I mean, people might have spotted it after the fact, but you know what? I sure as heck didn't notice. I didn't know anyone else who did until basically things like IMDb came.
Oh my god. So because you were an unobservant idiot, therefore everybody else didn't care either in the entire world. Nobody else cared.
I don't care that you and your friends didn't see it, you fucking weirdo. It doesn't mean it's not a problem. Doesn't
Yeah.
mean no one else in the world saw it.
Yeah, it doesn't mean no one else in the world cared.
But oh, we've got to blame modern things like websites to point it out. Huh. Movies would be so much better if people didn't point out the flaws in them. Fucking idiot. God, I hate these people.
I will be right back in a second. I'm going to refill my water.
Alrighty.
Okay. But yeah, I just don't understand how a reviewer is saying this. You are a reviewer. It is your job to point this shit out. How the fuck are you going to sit here and complain that, oh, well, if these things just didn't exist, if the internet just wasn't a thing, these movies would be so much better. So you're literally saying that you're part of the problem then.
Yes. As the
Dumbass.
Voices Will Not Stop says, clueless consumer moment. Moment?
Movement.
But yeah, this is what it looks like when a consumer becomes a reviewer, because I'm gonna be a little bit rude here. I hope this guy I've insulted numerous times already doesn't mind. This is what happens when someone doesn't want to work a real job, and they really, really like watching movies and talking about how much they love movies, like, completely uncritically. So they make talking about, hey, I saw this movie and I really liked it, into a job, while not actually performing what you should be doing with that job.
Oh my god. So this guy doesn't seem to understand that now if he has any videos that are complaining about a movie's quality and pointing out problems with a movie, you're being a fucking hypocrite. You understand that, right?
Yeah.
So you have just worked yourself into a box where if you ever review a movie and it's anything but pure praise, you're a fucking hypocrite.
Yeah. Yeah, by this guy's own standard, he can't say a movie is bad for any reason than pure subjective, I just didn't enjoy it reasons. He can't actually cite anything as being a problem, because he's just said that, oh, well, no one noticed this problem, so it's not a problem. Also,
Which makes you a completely useless fucking reviewer.
Yeah, 100%. It's like having a cook who doesn't know how to turn on a fucking stove.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
What a great analogy to come back to.
Yes. And as the Voices Will Not Stop says in chat, oh god, I'm mooming!
So you say anything else extra stupid while I was gone?
No, we're still just talking about...
Yeah, we haven't played it since you left. I don't
fair.
think.
No, we haven't.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we're just talking about how he's worked himself into a box with this stupid argument that he has in this weird way of looking at it where he can now no longer... He can't review a film and say anything besides praise, or else he's going to be a complete fucking hypocrite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's worked himself into a situation where he literally cannot do his job as a reviewer, making him a completely useless reviewer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because by his own standard, he can't point out flaws in movies now because, oh, well, they don't matter, I don't care.
Yep.
$10 from Itiko the Tricky, thank you. Paying attention to your surroundings is the new fascism, apparently. And that makes me wish for a nuclear winter. How about you guys? All the time.
Yeah.
In fact,
I was literally just thinking before they brought that up, like, I'm just waiting for this to turn into, like, somehow, I just feel like it's going to, of, fucking reviews or pointing out the bad things in movies is racist. Like, I can totally see this guy pulling that. It's
no.
racist to point out that there's a problem in a movie.
Yeah, he's got that air about him. We'll have to see if it actually, we ran into another minefield or not.
$3 from Get Out There, yo. Thank you. I bet he's totally dependent on IMDb. Projection? I'm not joking. There's so much projection in this video. Yeah,
Hey,
probably.
It could very well be.
Came out and people were browsing them in goof sections. And that wasn't a mistake.
What?
Steven Spielberg was fully aware that this made no sense.
That doesn't make it not a problem.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
does that still means it's a problem. But I'm also gonna push fucking X to doubt. You got a fucking citation for that, son?
Well, he showed evidence for the T-Rex stepping out of that hole and the truck being pushed into that hole. So surely he's going to have evidence of this.
I hope.
But he also knew that he's a good enough filmmaker that he could get people so invested in the tension of what was going on, no one would notice.
Wow,
But they
he fucked
did,
up,
you
didn't
idiot.
he?
Yeah,
they
he
did
fucked
notice.
up.
Otherwise, how else would people point it out, you fucking idiot? No one will notice, but everybody that did notice pointed it out. But nobody noticed. But wait, but people had to notice because they'd have to point it out to write it down anywhere. But nobody noticed. This is what happens when you're just a fucking idiot. This is what double-digit IQ looks like.
Lower double digit, like below 50.
Yes.
You'd think if he was trying to go for the whole angle of, oh, he's that good of a filmmaker, no one noticed, he would have gone for something that a lot of people actually did not notice, rather than, like, one of the most famous fucking examples.
Even, hell, I would have actually used Citizen Kane as the example. Because a lot of people didn't realize it at first. Because it just seemed natural. That is interesting. I want to know why he said that. So this other character wanting to know why he said that makes sense. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So I would have used Citizen Kane as an example of a plot hole that people didn't notice until they thought about it more. And then they realized, wait, yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
And he was right.
No, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't. He,
Also, you're putting a lot of words in his mouth. Would you like to back up any of the fucking nonsense you just said?
like, how much evidence is there online of people talking about this? There's an entire debate on whether, like, that scene makes sense or not. And obviously it doesn't, but the fact that, like, a lot of people... If I Google fucking right now, Jurassic Park T-Rex plot hole, I guarantee I'm going to find plenty of forums going back years talking about this issue.
Mm-hmm.
2017 videos, 2017, 2015.
All right. So here's a Google
2014.
search. So the first result is Reddit, unfortunately, which, man, fuck Reddit. I wish I could purge it from my searches, because I don't ever like seeing it come up. But it is a good example. Made a video addressing the plot hole from the T-Rex. Drags the car along the outside of the road. Massive drop. 2017. Jurassic Park has the biggest plot hole in history. January 2022.
2013 is the earliest one I see so far.
2015, 2022. More results from Reddit. Fucking no. Here's a few videos. How did the T-Rex go over the wall in Jurassic Park? What happened to the T-Rex? Oh, that's about the prop, whatever. Jurassic Park, 15 most glaring plot holes in the movies by Screen Rant. The T-Rex scene in the original Jurassic Park movie is one of the most memorable after initial attack, blah, 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 blah. 2017. 2014. Stack Exchange. Sci-Fi Stack? What the fuck is... Okay, whatever. Point is, 2014, there's someone asking about it.
Like I said, 2013 was the earliest I've seen so far. Here's another 2013 one.
Yeah.
Here's one from Den of Geek. 50 movie plot holes and paradoxes.
Oh.
And in this list, it's a famous one. The geography of Jurassic Park makes absolutely no sense.
But no one noticed it,
appear from nowhere during the T-Rex attack.
Steven Spielberg knew no one would notice those, Setch, and he was right.
Oh, what a fucking... Jesus Christ. I hope I never will jump on a hill like this and die. I hope so. I hope the hill I choose to die on will be an actual, important one.
This film critic has so low fucking critical thinking skills that he couldn't even do a fucking Google search. For, like, extremely basic information that is easy to prove. Never mind his dumb fucking bead necklace. Where's his goddamn clown wig?
Yep.
He's wearing the wrong hat. $5 from Ludwig Williams. Thank you. How about not all the FNAF theories, but just the first one? It's probably the worst anyways. I don't know or care enough about the FNAF lore to go through that. If there's something I actually care about, then yeah, we'll probably cover game theory again anyways at some point. But it's going to be about something we're interested in. Like, I don't hate the FNAF stuff. I just wish it was better. And I just don't know enough about it to cover it properly, honestly.
G-Forces says, that scene is interesting because the plot hole is caused by a misinterpretation of the book. In the book, there was a trench in between the fence and the rest of the enclosure, not a one-sided drop.
But that's my whole problem with that scene anyways, is because when making it, you would have to know that that's just completely nonsensical. The hole the T-Rex tears in the fence and comes through is where he was standing. She, I guess, because they're all female. That's where she was standing. And then the vehicle gets pushed out that same hole into a drop. It does not function.
Yeah.
I don't care about plot holes because good craft makes plot holes irrelevant. The only time
No,
nothing makes plot holes irrelevant. There's still a problem. It's just, what is the overall quality? And guess what? The overall quality of the movie would still be better if the plot holes didn't exist. They would be improved if the plot hole was fixed. Like, in your mind, in your weird, diseased mind, all right? I need you to think about this. It's going to have to think real hard because you're low IQ. But if they actually fixed the T-Rex pen so that the car gets pushed into a pen and maybe there's a small drop. Maybe it drops like 5 feet, so it's out of shot of the rest of the crew, but it only fell over into the enclosure. Would that suddenly be bad to you now? Or would you say that's an improvement over a scene that literally makes no sense whatsoever? Diseased mind? Or no? Again, this is the thing you have to answer. Would it not improve the scene if this plot hole was fixed?
I mean, there's only one answer to the question, and that's yes.
I mean, for this guy, he'd probably go on some long-winded mental gymnastics nonsense. But yeah, the correct answer is yes. The overall film would be improved if the plot hole was fixed.
I mean, imagine you have a car like a really nice looking car, and then you get like a dent in your door. Like, it sucks, and it doesn't look as good because of that, but it's still like a perfectly functioning car. I shouldn't say perfectly well, as far as functionality goes, it's perfectly fine.
Yeah, the car can still drive, the car will still get you where it's going for, the car will still act like a car.
But that dent in your door, I'm not talking like a small, like tiny little dent, I mean like someone kicked it hard, and it just does not look good. That would be, like, it wouldn't look good, you wouldn't like it. You'd probably prefer if it was, you know, perfect.
Yeah, so, by this guy's standards, because the car still functions as a car, the dent doesn't matter. But you then have to ask just a simple question of, okay, but what if the dent was not there? Would the car be improved? Yes. Because it'd look better.
Yeah. Yeah, because half the thing with cars, at least nowadays, is that they look good, too.
Which is why I want to get myself an old 1940s, 1950s car. Because I love those boxy, but, you know, smooth curve vehicles. They just look nice. I'm going to trick it all out, too. Put a modern engine in it, get some AC up in that bitch. Oh, it'll look fantastic. Wow, you expect perfection? Ableist.
Hello guys, have you seen the big L's Ackman has been having lately? I mean the RE4 one and the Arena Shooters one. When you can't win a discussion with G-Man Lives, oh man.
G-Man Lives is a walking L, that's for sure.
I haven't watched the Arena Shooters video because I didn't really care.
It's really bad from what I've seen so far. It's really bad.
I've heard a lot of people saying it was bad. The RE4 ones were not that great either. He was bitching and moaning about weird sex mods for RE4 with Ashley, completely ignoring the ones that are out there for Leon too, but also like going out of his way to look for this shit. Like, here's the thing:
does it affect the gameplay at all? No.
Well,
is it part of the base game at all?
No. And that's what I'm trying to get at, because that's what's dumb. There's going to be sex mods for pretty much, like, weird sex mods for all kinds of games that come out, but that doesn't affect me, so I don't give a fucking shit about it. If people want to be coomers in their own fucking single-player games, then let them. Going out of your way to fucking complain about it just seems like just a really, really gay way to act. I don't think people should include those mods in videos they're doing when they're not about those specific mods. I don't want to see bare titties in my Fallout 4 lore videos.
Yeah.
But people want to do that on their own time, then fucking whatever. Who cares?
Yeah. Pagan needs his new Moushly mods. Oh,
didn't mean to hit play on that.
Yeah.
Speaking of fucking that stuff, I have completely stopped looking at Moushly stuff on Twitter because it has become overrun and flooded with really gross porn stuff. So that meme is dead to me, unfortunately. I don't even bother looking for new content for it because it's gotten gross. And unfortunately, because Twitter is fucking stupid, you can't block any of that shit.
Yeah.
Good craft makes plot holes irrelevant. The only time I ever care about a plot hole is if it is so glaring that it takes me out of the movie while I'm watching it.
Well, what do you think that T-Rex plot hole does for a lot of people? You fucking idiot.
Yeah.
What do you think plot holes in general do for a lot of people? Like, come on, man.
Plot holes only matter when they affect me personally. Okay.
Yeah.
If I think of something after a movie's done, like and a few days later, or on a second watch, I'm like, wait a minute, that's not a big problem.
Yes, it is!
It is a problem, though. Like, that is a problem. Just because you didn't notice it the first time through, you weren't observant enough for whatever reason, it doesn't matter. The problem was still there all along now, and now you know the problem exists.
This man is increasingly illogical. Man is questionable. Yeah, these takes are so fucking dumb. If I notice them later after the film, it doesn't matter. I really don't get this mentality. Because imagine it's like a health bar when, like, you're watching a movie or a game, or playing a game, I should say, and every contrivance or contradiction or plot hole or a character acting out of character is a ding against that health bar. That's what it's like for me watching movies or playing games, where that health bar is my enjoyment, where plot holes will actively damage my ability to enjoy that thing.
Yeah. Because you can make the logical thing that the people working on it didn't respect their craft enough to fix the plot hole.
Yeah. Because again, I like Jurassic Park, but that is not a full health bar. Yeah. God, it's really annoying how far people will go to try and justify, oh, plot holes aren't a problem. And then they just, like, you have to venture into utter nonsense to even defend plot holes in the first place.
Yeah.
If you don't care about them, that's fine. Continue not caring about them. As long as it isn't your job to fucking notice them and talk about them in your reviews.
From that's why I don't dwell on plot holes. And the other thing is, I feel like plot holes have become one of the worst elements of particularly online criticism.
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh boy. So it's literally, the only reason I take issue with people taking issues with plot holes is, well, they're criticizing things I like. I'm guaranteed.
Hey, yeah, that's where it's going.
Yeah, they criticize things I like, and that makes them toxic and bad, and that makes plot holes, or discussing plot holes, toxic and bad. Oh my god. It always devolves into this. This is always what it becomes with these people. This is the root of all issues. Oh, well, they criticize the thing I like even though it's bad. Fuck off.
Yeah.
I mean, that super chat was right earlier, saying this goes all the way back to Stag number fucking 2. Actually, Stag number 1. Because number 1 was the one where Oxhorn was bitching and moaning about people being critical of Fallout 4, and these people are actively taking joy away from themselves. It's like, no, we're fucking noticing issues and it damages the experience.
Yeah.
I bet you $5 this video came out after Shillum's video. Patrick Shillums. It probably did. This does seem like the kind of guy who would, like, make cheap copies of other people's videos.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see where we go here. We have a gut feeling where we're going, but let's find out if we're all fucking psychic.
I'll just say it. I really hate CinemaSins.
Based, because I hate CinemaSins as well.
Well, I'm not sure based is a good description of anything about this guy, but yes, CinemaSins is awful.
That is a moment. That's a moment. But again, that's not... This
is someone who stumbled upon...
You just have to have a functioning brain at that point. You just have to be able to walk and breathe at the same time to realize the CinemaSins is awful.
This is someone who stumbled upon the correct answer, because I know where this is going to go, because it goes further than that. Because it's going to go... CinemaSins has influenced a lot of other people to do videos talking about... This is the shit Mahler gets, and I can see why he finds it annoying, because I would find it fucking annoying too. Oh, you're just a cheap copy of CinemaSins. CinemaSins is the fucking shitty fast food version of criticism that isn't even accurate fucking 90% of the time.
Yep.
That's different from, okay, well, this is an issue for this reason, and this is how it affects the plot and characters, and so on and so forth. They're two very different things.
Yeah.
The only way you could think someone like Mahler is a ripoff of CinemaSins is if you're actively fucking brain damaged. And yes, CinemaSins is dog shit.
Yeah, it really is. It genuinely is awful. But again, like I said, you just need to have a mildly functioning brain to see that CinemaSins is shit.
Yeah.
And what plot hole pointing out is not that I think it's inherently wrong to point out these things. I think honestly, there's potentially value to be learned in see.
This is a lot of like maybe sort of could possibly perhaps. There's a lot of fucking caveats you got going here. So
Yeah, it seems more like, well, you could do it. Like, there could be like some valid arguments for talking about plot holes. It's just these people are doing it wrong because they're criticizing things I like.
The black cap and old woman glasses are pretty funny, though. Yeah, I don't know why he has the bedazzled old woman's glasses. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like he stole them from some fucking granny somewhere. At this point, I'm praying, though, that he fucks up so hard that he actually uses an example of CinemaSins being right about something.
Dude, that'd be amazing, because CinemaSins is right so rarely. Oh, it'd be incredible.
Thoughts on Cinema Wins. They're worse than CinemaSins.
They're way worse than CinemaSins. It's what's even more insane about them. They're just so much more. Cinema Wins is literally thing ding. Like,
and even then, they manage to fuck it up when there's
bad.
genuine things to praise, and then they just completely miss it.
Mm-hmm.
And what I hate even more about Cinema Wins is that they're seen as, like, the good one, or, like, they have better quality videos or whatever by people, because they're positive. Purely because they're positive. And not because they're actually doing anything different from CinemaSins. They both do the same shit and are fucking terrible at it.
Yep. It's just that Cinema Wins is more insufferable because they have this arrogant air of superiority, this ego to them. Like, I'm positive, therefore I'm better. It's like, no, fuck you.
Remember last year, too, when we covered the Cinema Wins, CinemaSins on Dune? And, the CinemaSins one took a lot longer than the Cinema Wins, but the Cinema Wins was so much more fucking annoying to get through.
Yes. Oh, it was fucking insufferable.
Because it's exactly as you said. Haha, ding. Oh, there's a thing that's cool. Haha, ding. So fucking annoying.
Oh, he's playing bagpipes. Ding! I was like, no, fuck, god damn.
Wrong to point out these things. I think honestly, there's potentially value to be learned in seeing where there are issues and holes, and seeing how good films work around them or cover them up, and how bad films fail.
No. Good films don't work around them. They're still problems. They're holes. They're
good
flaws.
Films fix them.
Yeah, a good film wouldn't have... like, the best films wouldn't have them at all.
That's what I mean. A good film would fix them so they don't even exist by the time you watch it in the first place. Because that's the thing.
Yeah.
Most stories we consume aren't the first draft. There's usually a process that goes through, and will try to fix a lot of those issues that they see, and some might get past them. Shit happens. That's why we don't say Jurassic Park is a 0 out of 10 for the T-Rex scene, or for the raptor poking its head through the drop ceiling scene.
Yeah.
Those are problems, but they don't destroy the entire movie. But in the original draft of the script, there could have been more problems that, you know, as they work through it, as they try adapting this book to film, and they change things, they fix those problems so we never see them in the first place.
That's not how anyone really presents plot holes. They present them as this snarky, we're so much smarter than the filmmakers because we thought of this and they didn't think of this.
Shut the fuck up, you cunt.
Yeah.
It's not about, oh, we're smarter than the filmmakers. It's, hey, this is a problem that takes away my enjoyment from the film. Or the game. Or the book.
The film would be better. The film, book, movie, television show, whatever, would be better if this didn't exist. If this problem wasn't here.
In fact, I've never seen anyone actually say I'm smarter than the filmmaker or act that way for pointing out flaws. And I've watched a lot of movie criticism stuff on the internet.
Yeah.
Maybe he's translating, oh, the writer is dumb for doing this, into, oh, I'm smarter than the writer. But that's not what it is. It's saying, hey, this is a fucking dumb thing you left in.
Yeah.
Oh shit, new nuke top 5 just dropped. Pagan.
Oh shit, chat, we're wrapping up
Fuck.
the stream right now. No.
Fuck.
Yeah, no, we know what we're doing.
Well, I'm thinking we should maybe... Oh god, I don't want to wait. Because I want to kind of save it for when we do the stream next week, you know?
Well, we've already been recording them. We could just record this one and upload it with the others, and we could watch something else for...
Well, that's the thing, though, is when we do the stream next week, or whenever it is, it would be nice to have a nuke video in there while we do a chills video and maybe one or two from those other channels you showed me. You know?
Yeah, maybe.
But he also might have a new one out by then, because that's, like, over a week away.
Yeah.
But then he might also not have a new one out by then because he's been scraping the bottom of the barrel recently, and he's gone a couple weeks without posting. He's doing the smug soy jack face.
Yeah, I'm down to wait then. We'll
Oh
hold
god, I
off
don't
and
want to
save it.
wait then.
I don't either. I'd rather just do it. But if
Okay,
if
yeah,
you
we'll
think...
do it, and we'll cover a nuke on stream at some point. It doesn't have to be next week.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, we're not talking about STAG, John the Fuzz. We're going to do a different stream to laugh at Chills and Nuke and other paranormal list videos.
Yeah.
I have no interest in trying to prove myself smarter than a writer.
That's not what most people are doing, you fucking idiot.
Yeah. Also, you certainly sound like you're trying to prove yourself smarter and superior to other people. Like, what do you think you're putting on that voice for?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Also...
Just admit you're doing.
Also, waiter, there's a fly in my soup. Her dare you look at you, professional chef. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, people aren't saying they're smarter than the writers for pointing fucking problems out with the script. God, I hate this mentality so much.
I am interested in, was I engaged by this story? Was I wrapped up in these characters?
Notice how he has to be very careful now. He's slowed way down, and he had to think about what he's saying, because if he actually says something wrong, because he realizes he's in a gotcha moment. He doesn't know that he's already been fucking snapped in that, like, multiple times at this point. But he realized that if he says anything like, it's like, is the story good? Are these characters good? Is the writing good? If he says something like that, it's like, oh, really? So an objective qualifier, huh? What would take away from that objectively? Oh, plot holes and contradictions.
Well, you noticed earlier how he was talking about how there's issues and plot holes, and it seemed like he was trying to avoid saying the word flaw. that would be admitting that it's a problem.
Holy smokes, the CPU usage went above 0% and caused a bottleneck in his brain.
Did the stakes matter to me?
Okay, but you know what is really damaging to the stakes?
And the characters and world and how interested you can be in a story.
Again, Fallout 3 is a great fucking example of this. There is supposed to be a water crisis. That is what the stakes are. It is supposed to be life or death, people struggling to survive day to day.
The game starts off with, it starts off with your birth, but immediately after that, it's your character's father telling you, or quoting you a Bible passage that your dead mother loved, talking about the waters of life. This is the note the game starts off on, that water is fucking important. And then we exit into a wasteland where there's no rain. There's the first town you come to, well, it's an open world, you could go anywhere from the start. The first town you're directed to has someone begging for water outside. And in case you miss him, there's one at the two other major locations in the game. Tenpenny Tower and Rivet City. And it's very hard to miss the one at Rivet City, a place you have to go to on the main quest. There's random encounters in the wasteland of people who are fighting over a fridge full of water. Which, why is there a fridge there? Anyways, Megaton has a water purifier, and it's a concern that the purifier is going to break down because there's a problem with it. And wait, is there a problem with it, or is the old repairman is the only one who knows how to fix it? And
yeah, he says there is a problem and it's going to like break down, and people keep like coming to him worried about it and everything.
Right, yeah. And he doesn't know how to fix it. And since he's the only one who does know how to keep it running at this point, who's going to take care of it should he die? There's numerous references throughout the game. And the reason your character's father is willing to fucking die to protect this water purifier is because it is so important to him and the wasteland as a whole that people need this water. And
now, knowing all of that, what does the rest of the game do with the storyline?
Absolutely
Nothing.
fucking nothing.
Nothing. The water crisis isn't brought up at all. People aren't actually begging for water. People aren't thirsty. There aren't people hoarding water to sell for exorbitant prices. In fact, if you try to buy water, it's not going to be jacked up in price at all. Anything. There's literally nothing in the world outside of some characters telling you that it's true that indicates that anything is happening. There is no water crisis whatsoever. Nobody's hurting for water. You even have tiny little settlements like the Republic of fucking Dave that are doing just fine.
I was going to mention that, but not just Republic of Dave. Arafu, where the people don't work, have nothing to do, and they live above a pond, sure, a pond of irradiated water. They don't have a well. The people at Tenpenny Tower live in this fancy high-rise condo or apartment building that's been fixed up a bit. They have no water source. They don't have a well. They don't have a purifier of any kind. Canterbury. I don't think they have a water source at all. So, I think that's pretty much every fucking town in the game, too. Oh, Lamplight, where are they getting their water from? They certainly don't have a purifier. They're a bunch of kids who live in a cave.
Well, Cree, they have a restaurant that sits on top of a pond inside the cave. So clearly they just scrape the water from that and drink it. It's safe, I'm sure.
Point is, for a world where the entire story is supposed to be about a water crisis, and there's a few references to it here and there, and we can't have rain in this game because that'll destroy the whole water crisis aspect. The game doesn't do a very good job of showing people that are actually desperate for water outside of a couple select examples that, like, barely do anything.
Yeah.
They're kids. They can't die Cree. They can when I'm modding the game. I've had several people comment that they find it hilarious that for the little lamplight section of that miniature nerd response video, it's just me killing everyone in lamplight.
Yeah.
Here's the
Let's
issue.
see.
If your main conflict is only referenced, it's not that major. Yeah.
Yep. Like the fucking Skyrim Civil War. The Civil War that nothing happens in. Ever. Until you finally, you personally do everything. Like, it doesn't feel like there's battles going on. It doesn't feel like people are struggling. It doesn't feel like there's sabotage behind enemy lines or political assassinations or anything like that. It just feels like, oh, we're in conflict with each other. Where are your armies at? Where are the enemy armies at? Okay, well, what battles have you fought?
Yeah, but
Okay.
Setch, there's a bunch of random camps around the map.
Yeah, that don't do anything. Like, they're
well,
literally just
but-
there to
but-
not do anything until you are on the quest line to do something for them.
The best part about the miniature nerd response is the Nuka-Cola woman getting her head blown off over and over again. That's the only thing that character deserves.
Yeah.
I forgot I even put that in there, because when I first started reading that, I thought you were talking about Victoria Watts, who I also blew up numerous times. I would turn off the AI when recording, so she wouldn't move. And I would place, like, 50 landmines down all in the same spot, and then turn the AI back on so she would walk into them and get launched into the fucking sky.
Nice. 5 Canadian dollars from Legabo Jones.
Thank you.
Much. I was right by a few months. But here's Maple Bucks anyway. Okay. I don't know what you're right about, but there you go. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know what you're right about either.
$20 from Ludwig Williams. Thank you very much. Alright, I didn't want to spoil it, but in the first video, MatPat compares the first game, the only one at the time, to an IRL workplace massacre at a Chuck E. Cheese. If that doesn't convince you to cover it, nothing will.
What the fuck, man? The more I hear about MatPat, the more I fucking hate him.
Well, I mean,
That
he's
sounds
an idiot.
almost as bad as, like, who would survive COVID? Your grandma or fucking Luigi?
Yeah.
Victoria Watts watching Creetosis put down 200 landmines around her and be like, huh?
Head empty, no thought. Step forward.
I forgot he compared FNAF to a IRL Chuck E. Cheese massacre. Jesus fucking Christ.
Well. Alright.
Not. How did that? When did that character find out this information that they just? I don't care.
But that's important, you fucking fool!
I only.
Yeah, sorry, I thought you were going to pause it there again. But yeah, no, that is incredibly important. That can damage the entire storyline. Like, again, if there are two characters, and they're talking secretly to one another, right, about something that only the two of them can know about, because there's a plot, they're going to kill the Tyrant King, or whatever. And then in the next scene, we see a random guard come up to the Tyrant King, and he's like, have you discovered more about the plot to kill me? And he's like, okay, well, how the fuck did the Tyrant King know about it? What happened there? That's important. We need to know what happened. Like you can't just have these things there. Something that's super secret and they keep it super safeguarded and stuff like that. And then some other character suddenly knows it. And it's like, okay, how'd they know it? How'd they figure it out? Were there signs? Did they leave clues for this character to figure out? What happened here? Oh, they just know it because they need to. That's not good. No, that's bad. That's really bad.
What especially annoys me about this is that there's entire stories about characters trying to piece together a mystery where how they obtain the information they have is very fucking important.
Yep.
And it just makes, like, basic logic that a character would need to discover information in order to have it so they can do something about it or comment on it.
Yeah.
Like, if there's a story where the evil bad guy Joe is going to kill the heroic good guy Bob, and I don't know, Fred comes in and saves him from Joe. Well, how did Fred know about Joe trying to kill Bob? Only he just did. It's not that he learned it because Joe fucked up and told someone he shouldn't have, or it was overheard, or there's a spy or a listening device or fucking anything to allow Fred to have this information. He just has it because reasons. Then that takes away from the stakes of the story.
Yeah, because then you realize that everything is now moving at the speed of plot. That's not a compliment, by the way. For anyone that didn't realize that, if your story is moving at the speed of plot, so you have nothing but contrivances and things need to happen because the plot says it needs to happen, that's fucked. One of my big fucking things I hate about Halo Reach, in fact.
Not. Well, wait a minute. How did that? When did that character find out this information that they just? I don't care. I don't.
Could you be more of an insufferable cunt?
I mean, I don't think so, given everything we can see here on screen. But no, I genuinely think that this is peak twat.
Yeah, absolutely. The fact that you don't care doesn't fucking matter. It matters to other people. That's why they talk about it. That's why they complain about it. Because here's the thing. Most people don't complain about things for the sake of purely complaining. They complain because it affects them in some way. If someone is complaining about a plot hole in a movie, it probably took enjoyment away from them while watching that movie.
Yeah.
I only care about a plot hole when it is so big.
I only care about a plot hole when it affects me personally. Fuck off.
Yeah, with my arbitrary guideline.
I only care about plot holes when they're so big they can stretch my asshole to the point of bleeding. He doesn't mind getting fucked. It's just when it hurts really, really bad that he starts to care.
Yep. $2 from Bentastic197. Thank you very much. Afternoon furries. Who's this nobody gobbler?
Well, you just answered yourself.
Yeah, this is the nobody gobbler.
Fucking loser weirdo. A reviewer who can't fucking review.
A reviewer who thinks that pointing out plot holes is irrelevant to reviews, and he's not going to do it before. He's not going to do it. He didn't do it before. He's not going to do it ever again. So,
and also people
sure would be a shame if we go through any of your catalog and you point out any flaws in anything ever.
And also, people who are pointing out plot holes are usually doing it because they want to say they're smarter than the writers.
Yep. I only care about a plot hole if it's so big. Okay, size queen.
So glaring that it yanks me out of the story on a first watch.
Only on a first watch.
Listen to all these
God.
caveats. Listen to all these qualifiers. Listen to all these things he can use to dismiss everything else.
A plot hole only bothers me if it happens on February 30th in 1969.
Yeah. Fantastic Night 197 with $2 says, I meant knob gobbler. Freaking autocorrect. Oh, God.
Well, nobody still counts.
Oogie says, he doesn't seem like a plot hole guy, to be honest. He likes plot cocks.
Oh, God.
As far as I'm concerned, it's not a plot hole as to my definition.
What?
by my definition, it's not a plot hole.
If it doesn't...
To my definition.
If I don't notice it on my first watch, it's not big, it's not a plot hole by my definition.
No. To my definition.
Yeah.
It's funny because he realized what he was about to say, had to fucking auto-correct and course-correct, because he realized then it's not a plot hole. Then everybody would rip him a new fucking asshole because it's still a plot hole, so then he had to immediately throw it to my definition.
This is why you should maybe think about your videos before you make them.
I mean, this
Or
is why
edit
you should
them.
think in general.
What's your definition then, Walmart Chris Chan?
Well, his definition was, if it doesn't yank him out of the experience on the very first watch and isn't big enough, then it's not a plot hole. So it has to yank him out of the experience on the very first watch and be big enough, and then it's a plot hole. Only then will Master Dipshit here declare it on high that it is a plot hole.
I love that he accuses everyone else of thinking they're smarter than the writers, and then this dude is literally just being like, "Well, I'm so much smarter than everyone else.
Yes.
You need to go by my definitions because I'm just so much smarter."
That's why I said just admit you're doing it. I do the funny voices to put myself as superior to other people. Everybody does it.
Yeah,
Just admit you're doing it. Don't lie to
I
yourself.
love doing it.
Well, to be fair, statistically, you probably are superior to someone else in some way, unless your
Yeah.
name is Vincent Martin or Acer Thorn.
Yeah, then unfortunately you're kind of the bottom bitch that everybody else gets to be superior than. Somebody's got to be at the bottom of the cuddle pile.
Oh, Jesus.
First watch. Otherwise, as far as I'm concerned, it's not a plot hole as to my definition. My definition of a plot hole is something that breaks the movie while you're watching it, not something that you have to sit down with a.
My dude, all plot holes break the movie. It's just how bad did they break the movie? Is it a fatality? Or is it like, oh, you broke his finger? Like, holy shit, the amount of qualifiers and caveats so that he can make this really stupid video is astounding.
It kind of reminds me of the thing where some of these new shitty shows that are coming out, like Rings of Power and other things, they try to prop them up by saying they're so great by adding tons of qualifiers to how many viewers they have. Like, oh,
Yep.
this show has the most viewers of any new released show in its first season this
On
year.
Amazon Prime.
On Amazon Prime this year.
Yeah.
Or Netflix, or
Yeah.
CBS Plus, or whatever else.
Everybody was talking about this frame, but I like L-Tube's best one. I saw the cock this huge! This guy in that frame. Cree's frame is genuinely perfect for that.
My definition is I made it the fuck up. Pretty much. Well, I mean, as long as you define the things you don't like by extremely specific fucking standards, and you can define any of the things you don't like as that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I define a nitpick as any criticism of a thing I like. Therefore, if you say anything bad about the things I like, that's a nitpick, no matter how fucking accurate it is. God. These videos are so shit.
Chart log in order to get all the things on. And if these sorts of plot holes that I'm talking about, if they do actually take you out of the movie, if smaller misses...
I just realized his nails are painted as well. God damn.
Hmm.
Oh!
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know, it doesn't matter. What he's saying is
Resist.
really stupid, but
Resist.
holy shit. I know, I'm trying. But there's a saying about a bundle of sticks coming to mind real fast.
And if these sorts of plot holes that I'm talking about, if they do actually take you out of the movie, if smaller misses take you out of a movie, whereas I gloss over them, cool. Then that is an immersion-breaking plot hole for you. And your standard for what pulls you out of the movie is probably different than mine is.
It, by definition, would have to be, you dumb fuck.
Yeah. For a second, I thought he was going to go a different route and be like, cool, you're a fucking idiot.
That's what I would say to this guy. It's like,
Yeah.
no, there's one definition of what a plot hole is. It either is a plot hole or it isn't a plot hole. Not, I need to have multiple caveats to do an in my opinion version of plot holes.
I just don't like these weird definitions where, like, the scale changes from person to person. Like, the three of us sit down and watch a movie, and by this guy's definition of plot hole, something that might not take me out of the movie, but takes you guys out of a movie, is a plot hole to both of you, but not me.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking retarded.
Yes. Absolutely.
Because then we can't have, like, a proper discussion about the issues using that standard, because the two of you start talking and say, oh, you know, it seemed like a plot hole when that guy did that thing. Yeah, that was an issue, wasn't it? What plot hole? Well, you see, the thing here that happened, it didn't make sense because he didn't have that information, so he couldn't have arrived in time to save Bob. And then it's like, I coincidentally used the same name. But then, for me, it'd be like, well, I didn't notice it, so it's not a plot hole.
Yeah. That's the level of insanity we're working on here, people.
And that's why having a consistent definition of words is important, because when you define a plot hole as it actually is, which is, I don't know what the actual proper definition of plot hole is, but I understand it to be a flaw in a work that is contradictory to what we have established.
So this is just according to Google, like Google Foo itself. Like the very first thing that pops up. An inconsistency in the narrative or character development of a book, film, television show, etc.
Yeah.
That's what I would do it. I would put it as a contradiction or an inaccuracy.
Yeah. So, like, that's a definition where you could say plot hole, and I'll understand it, Pagan will understand it, Such will understand it. It's not a sliding scale that changes individually for each person. And that's why what this guy is doing... Hold on. That's why what this idiot is doing is fucking dumb. Because it skirts around the issue entirely by saying, well, I enjoyed it, I didn't notice it, therefore it's not an issue. It's not a plot hole.
Maybe he's a scientist and can retcon reality. What the fuck?
But the simple existence of things that don't 100% line up and make total sense from start to finish is not an evidence of a movie being bad or flawed.
It's It is an example of it being
genuinely.
flawed, you fucking retard!
Yeah, again.
What do you mean? It's a contradiction! The fact that it contradicts is a flaw, you fucking idiot!
Yep.
How are you this fucking stupid?
Maybe he doesn't know. Maybe he doesn't know any definitions of any words at all.
By the actual definition of a flaw, it is a fault in a thing. A plot hole would be a fault in a thing. Oh my god.
Yep.
This guy's a reviewer, by the way.
Yeah. If people will take his words seriously, there's somebody out there who looks at him and is like, yeah, no, that makes sense.
Wait, I know this guy. I think he's a Chibnall apologist. Of course he's a fucking chin balls apologist. Why wouldn't he be when you're this fucking retarded?
Yep. His brain is denser than a neutron star. Damn.
Angry Cree is the best thing ever. Oh my god.
I'm sorry, I just have an intense hatred of monumentally stupid fucking people.
Yep.
It's such a rare thing, though, that when it does happen, it is pure fucking gold.
Like, by literal definition. Like, this is what's fucking me up so much. This is why I hate people like this so much. By literal definition, a flaw is a fault in something. A plot hole is a contradiction. That is a flaw. So how, that is a fault in the thing. So how can a plot hole not be proof of the thing being flawed?
Yep. Like, it's genuinely fucked. Like, again, you were correct that a plot hole doesn't mean a movie is necessarily bad. It depends on the severity of the plot hole. Like, does it shatter the entire world? Kang being behind everything destroys all of the MCU.
Yes.
Okay? That's a fucking problem. But again, a plot hole, or in this case, a flaw in Puss in Boots' Last Wish. Jack Horner has gloves on in one scene. The very next scene, his gloves are missing. He never took them off. That is a flaw. There is a problem with the timeline there. He should still have his gloves on. But does it affect anything else in the story? No. Not at all.
The thing, too, is that flaw is so small, I wouldn't even consider it when, saying Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is a good movie.
Exactly.
When
it is a nitpick. It is the definition of a nitpick.
When I say something like, the Harry Potter books are good but flawed, that means they've got some serious issues to them, but they're still quite enjoyable. I wouldn't say something like Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is good or flawed because of good but flawed because of the gloves, because that's so low on the radar that it doesn't even pick up.
Yep, exactly, and that's why I was giving him the thing of, a plot hole doesn't mean the movie's bad. It doesn't.
Yeah, I was willing to agree with that.
Movies being flawed doesn't mean they're bad.
We talked about examples earlier with Jurassic Park and Citizen Kane. They have flaws in them with the T-Rex pen, the ceiling velociraptor, and no one hearing Citizen Kane, the lead character of Citizen Kane, Mr. Citizen Kane, say his final words. Those are flaws, but it doesn't mean those movies are bad. They're still good.
Yep.
But then he fucked it up by immediately saying it's not proof of the movie being bad or flawed, when that's literally the fucking definition of what flawed is.
Yeah.
Apparently we missed a super chat. There's one from Bentastic. I'll grab that. Okay, yeah, that was the only one.
Yeah.
$5 from Bentastic197. Thank you. Here's Creed kicking the orange cat down the interstate hole.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
There's another good example. It's one I've used in the past. Shawshank Redemption had a plot hole that didn't really take too much away from it. Yes, the poster couldn't have been pinned down at the bottom after he left because it was a very tight hole, and he wouldn't have been able to pin it back down and have it look like that. Now, that's a flaw, but it's not one that destroys the movie, because the hole wasn't discovered any sooner or later than it would have been had it not been pinned down properly.
Yeah.
That they did it so when the warden throws the chess piece, he starts throwing stuff around the room, and he throws one at the poster specifically, and it goes through, and that's what catches his attention to it. And it just would have looked better, as we saw it in the movie, where it shoots straight through the poster into the hole, rather than him throwing the chess piece at the poster and it being like torn up from the bottom because nothing's holding it down and crumpling. He's doing the soy pog face. He kind of is.
Yeah.
God. I didn't think this video would be this bad. Holy shit. That really pissed me off.
Yep.
Oh god, you mentioned Pog face, and I just got reminded of something I saw the other day. Somebody was sharing the fucking animated. It was another Psychic Pebbles animation of when they were talking about the fucking Chuck E. Cheese streamer thing. Do you remember that?
No.
When they had the mascot, you know, the fucking rat for Chuck E. Cheese doing like a stream on Twitch, and people were
What?
trying to get him to do stuff. It was really weird. And we have to watch this video after because it is so fucking funny, but you brought it up. And during that stream, the chat was telling, you know, Chucky to fucking say poggers. And the person who was like puppeting the thing clearly did not know what it meant, because he had to like sit there and think about it and was like he wasn't sure. And then he finally goes, poggers. He does it in like the weirdest way.
Okay, I thought it was going to get worse than that. I thought it would have been muffled by the costume, so it sounded like something else.
No, well, I think it's a hand puppet.
Okay.
And yeah, no, he's just like poggers, and then immediately it goes silent, and the puppeteer is just like whimpering, and it starts making like whimpering noises, like they're thinking like, oh god, am I gonna get fired? What the fuck did I just say?
I like how you describe it. It sounds like, oh no, now the beatings are coming.
Yeah, like he even mouths the movement, like the sounds of his whimpering. He mouths the whimpering as well. It's so fucking funny. it's so. We have to watch this video after.
Oh my god,
it is so fucking hilarious. The way he says "poggers" is just the funniest thing. It was so pathetic. They made him so pathetic. It was great.
Finish is not an evidence of a movie being bad or flawed or of whoever found it being smart.
it's not anyone
reality
claiming to be smart, you fucking cunt. It's people noticing problems in a work.
Yep.
It's not... Who fucking uses, oh, I noticed that there's suddenly a cliff in Jurassic Park as evidence of being smart? No one does this. Just idiots like you who claim other people do. I'm also kind of mad that I heard him say it's not evidence of a flaw again. Fucking idiot.
Yep. The beatings will continue until the mozzarella improves.
Story, you make leaps, and you do it for the sake of a good story. Because
A good story.
No. Okay, now you're trying to wrap in the suspension of disbelief, right? Again, suspension of disbelief works when a work is consistent within itself. You can suspend your notion of what reality is to fit into the new reality of a work as long as it is consistent with itself.
I can believe that the events of Die Hard could really take place within that version of reality.
Yes.
They probably wouldn't play out the same in real life. There'd probably be many aspects to that would be different in if those characters were constrained by the rules of real life. but I can believe within that universe that things exist that way.
Yeah.
And I say that universe as if it's vastly different, as if it's Star Wars. It's the real world, but with that's one of the things that fucking Last Action Hero makes fun of, and that's one of the reasons it's so good. Is it makes fun of how ridiculous everything can get in movies, and obviously they take it to the nth degree, but a lot of these movies do have things that stretch reality, and that doesn't make them bad. I wouldn't even say that like damages them or inherently makes them flawed. Like if someone can fall from a height a little bit higher than someone can in real life, that's not an issue to me. Like without getting hurt, you know?
Yeah.
Or even surviving, but coming out of it like badly injured. Which gets crazier when you realize that some people have fallen from insane heights and survived. That's what the suspension of disbelief is, though, is... Yeah, someone can't fall from that high without getting hurt, but someone did in the movie, and it's still believable. What we're talking about with plot holes is entirely different. Like the giant fucking drop in Jurassic Park. That's not a suspension of disbelief thing. That's reality altering itself so you can have things play out the way you want. That's a problem.
Oh no, Cree.
What?
We don't need to talk about this on stream, but this is the person we're covering right now.
Yeah.
Makes
Oh no.
yeah. Oh no.
Oh no.
Because Jurassic Park is awesome.
And it would be better without the problems, you fucking idiot.
Yeah. It would be improved if the problem was fixed.
I don't know how someone this dumb exists, but they do. When was the video created? No idea. Haven't checked. In fact, let's do that now. Man, I should just start preparing this in advance. Finding out when videos were made. YouTube is blocked. Why the fuck is YouTube blocked? What? That's weird.
4 years ago is what it says here. On November 27th, 2018. This came out on my birthday? Fuck! Wow. Bringing down my birthday.
Oh, you know what? That does sound like it's pretty close to when Patrick Willems released his video. Oh no.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hold on. I need to see this now. Oh no. Patrick Willems' video was 4 years ago.
Okay, hover over the...
Yeah, I'm trying to get there. It's loading. August 27th, 2018! So this fucking dumb plank of wood probably watched that
Very
video.
likely.
Oh, you know what? Oh, it's a shared channel, so I don't know if it would show. Hold on. I am curious now. There's the channel. Friends of the channel. Okay. Patrick Willems isn't there in the listed channels thing. At least there's that, but man, the timing is too close, you know?
Yeah.
Storytelling is amazing tension. It's so...
It's not great storytelling, though. It's a flaw, you idiot. Oh my god.
I mean, if you ignore all the problems in Jurassic Park, it is, like... I'm not saying that argument, like, you know, if you remove all the transformative bits, but I mean, Jurassic Park is genuinely a pretty good movie with a really well told story. It's just these problems it has does affect it, does bring it down.
Yes.
They are a problem.
God, it's fucking wild. I'll just say this level of stupidity makes a lot more things make sense.
Oh, good. And if we cared about plot holes more than we cared about story feel and
Literally feels! Literally feels over reels. What the fuck? I care about plot holes because I want the stories to be well made and well told, so I can enjoy the stories better. So those feels have that much more impact. God, it literally is a fucking video game NPC. Well, not literally, but as close as you can get. Because this is absolute fucking NPC brain.
Yep.
I don't know how you can... Like, sure, you can get feelings out of a story that's flawed, but the more poorly told a story is, I don't know how you get those feelings out of them. Because it requires you not seeing the problems. And if you see the problems, then... I don't know, it basically feels like advocating for people to be fucking blind to the issues. Don't think about things critically, just enjoy the feels. It's such a dumb
fits
take.
with other things now. Here we go.
we cared about story feel and engagement and entertainment, we wouldn't have that scene. So
We would. It would just be different. It would probably not be a plot hole.
Alright. Here's how you fix this. This Jurassic Park scene. You have the T-Rex enclosure. Maybe you have an enclosure on the opposite side of the road, next to the bathrooms, because you still need the washrooms there. And then that enclosure has a drop-off. And the truck gets, well, SUV, whatever. The vehicle gets pushed through that. Problem solved. You still have all the tension. You still have all the build-up and getting the characters where they need to be. It's just they're pushed onto the other side of the road and down into the other enclosure that should be there.
I just realized something else.
Hmm?
How did they get down to the tree?
That's probably a good point, too. Because there is nothing there. It would have to get launched out, like, off the edge to land in the tree.
Not only that, but then how did they get down to the bottom of the tree to climb up the tree?
They
Where did they go to then?
hold on. They used a wire. They climbed down using the wire as a
Oh, that's right. Yes, because it was pushed over the edge of the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
remember
still,
because they were looking up at it as the headlights were looking down at them.
But genuinely, how did the car get into the tree?
Yeah.
You will watch the movie and you will ask no questions.
Yep.
This is just painful. Yes, it is.
It is.
Oh god, this
I
feels.
like how I went into a completely different server that has nothing to do with us in any way.
Oh no.
And this is one of the first things I see posted in there.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
It's just very coincidental.
Show it. Alright. Copy link. This looks like it was drawn by someone. I don't know who it was drawn by. But it is a funny image, so hold on. An alternate universe where Doug Walker is good. Anyways. God, I didn't think it would take this long to get through this video. I'm glad we didn't pair it up with something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go so far as to say plot holes don't matter.
I mean, you basically did.
You've been doing that this entire time.
Like, at all? Or that,
Like, at all. I'm not gonna say that plot holes don't matter, like, at all. What the fuck was the rest of this video, though?
Yeah.
we should give massive, glaring plot holes. Again, you'll make your own call about how big a plot hole needs to be that it pulls you out of something. But for me, if everything else is working, plot holes don't matter.
So you're an incompetent reviewer, thank you. I'll know
Yes.
never to watch your videos to get your opinion on if something is good or not, if I should watch or play something or not.
Yep.
So you said nothing then. Good day, sir. Yeah. Sorry, been gone from medieval Britain class. What did I miss? Absolute fucking garbage. And me raging out. At, like, one of the most monumentally stupid things I've ever heard.
Yep.
If the rest of it isn't working, the lack of plot holes wouldn't suddenly make it a better movie. Plot
Wait. No. Okay, it's not that if it doesn't have any plot holes and there's nothing bringing it down, it's the movie is what it is at that point. A plot hole existing does bring down a movie, regardless of how good the movie is. If there's a plot hole in it, that's a problem. It needs to be fixed. Again, removing a plot hole will always make a product better. It does not mean the product will go from a 1 out of 10 to suddenly 10 out of 10.
I just like this comment from the Voices Will Not Stop. They're doing the eye face again. But it's even funnier on the YouTube chat over the Streamlabs chat. Because, like, it's broken up so the eye is on a different line than the rest of the face. Which actually works perfectly with the comment they sent. Supposed ignore plot holes, reviewers, when they wreck their car driving over a pothole at 70 miles per hour.
God, it's just insane. It's like, again. So here's again. Even if a movie is a 1 out of 10 movie, but it doesn't have any plot holes in it, you can't therefore say, "Oh, it didn't have any plot holes." That ranks it way up. No. It's still a 1 out of 10 movie. It's still a bad movie. If it was a 1 out of 10 movie and it had plot holes in it, and you fix those plot holes, it would improve the movie. That doesn't therefore mean the movie's going to go from a 1 out of 10 to suddenly a 10 out of 10. It's not how that works.
See, the thing about plot holes is that they're a subtractor. They're not... You can't... There's no addition to them. If a movie has plot holes, as such was explaining, and you remove them, that improves it. If a bad movie doesn't have them, then it's still a bad movie. Like, it just... God, I hate this argumentation so much that... I'm just sick of this video at this point.
I just saw something in the server.
Plot holes are just a reality of they just
I just posted it in our chat.
I'll check it out in a second. I'm going to read these 2 super chats. $2 from Ludwig Williams. Thank you. Do you know what happened to Rusty Cage? No, I don't. I don't even know who that is. $5 from Ludwig Williams. Thank you. Isn't it kind of pedantic to complain about plot holes in a movie with more plot smooths? Good reference.
Oh, you heard any of that? I just realized my Discord locked up.
It's fine, don't worry. I read the 2 super chats, and then I looked at what Pagan posted and laughed.
Ah, yeah, fair.
Anyways, we're so close to being done. It's like a minute and a half.
Yeah.
Oh, for people who are saying we need to see it, I'll just tell you what it is. It's this dude, and he made a video that's literally just titled, "I am now unemployed."
Look.
Listen to that smoker's cackle. Jim is reincarnated.
No! Look, I like Jim, but I don't want to be Jim.
Yeah. I'm fine being in the Spud Bud Club, but you know what? I don't want to get everything that goes along with it. I don't want to have an officer knock on my door and say, "Hey, we have 40 squad cars around your house."
I also don't want to die at the ripe old age of fucking 40.
Yeah.
Like, again, I love Medicare, but it's a shame, like, the health problems he's facing. I wouldn't wish that upon anyone. And I do hope he
Absolutely.
recovers. Is Jim already gone? No, he's still shitposting on, is it Post? I see people, like, sharing screen caps of stuff he's saying over there from time to time. Is he also dressed like a gay clown in the unemployed video? Yes.
Yes.
Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, I do hope that by some miracle Jim will recover. I really do. I think that'd be amazing. What a comeback that would be.
Oh yeah, that would be
holy shit.
amazing.
Oh no, Kree has cancer AIDS.
Free!
Alright.
They just are. And a good storyteller knows how to cover them up, work around them, get you to not notice or not care.
No, that's
No.
what a bad
No, you're an
storyteller does. That is what a bad
Yeah.
storyteller does. A good storyteller fucking fixes them.
Yeah, a good storyteller doesn't have the plot holes to begin with. And guess what? Those do exist. I know you're in a very limited pool and have a very limited IQ, but movies without plot holes exist. Games without plot holes exist. Books without plot holes exist. Television shows without plot holes exist. It's not some nebulous concept. It's not some impossible thing you can ever reach. Like, oh, but you have to contradict yourself at some point in the narrative. No, you don't have to.
Sorry, I just saw this one comment. I'm going to scroll up to point it out. From L. Descarid... Whatever. I'm sorry, I'm terrible at pronouncing your name. Lobotomite. Posted that face again. Let me try to get that name. Descariado. El Descariado. There we go. Hopefully that's more accurate. But anyways, yeah. You can make stories that don't have any plot holes in them. Ha ha ha,
Yeah.
suffer with my name.
Yeah.
Yeah, that face was me trying to read your name.
I almost think that would be a hilarious, like, VTuber model to have for
Oh,
you
no.
at the start as a joke. Just the 2 eyes and the mouth. That's
You know
it.
what? That might be funny to do. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what you could do? You could do that thing that Iron Mouse does and just have like a toggle where the eyes and mouth like come together.
You know what? I might do that. That sounds fucking funny. Holy shit.
Where the mouth just like raises up in between the eyes and the nose disappears.
Rather than snapping into place, I'd want them to slowly move into position over like a couple seconds.
That's
Yeah.
kind
Just
of
like-
what hers does,
so it's
except
just
it's
like-
a lot faster.
You just go, what? And as you're saying that, it moves into place.
Oh, you should do that. That's a great idea.
Yeah. we've worked more on the model idea. It's coming along quite nicely.
Yeah, we're
For-
getting
for
a
those
rough idea
curious.
of what he wants.
Yeah. 8 Australian from DailyOCon. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello, Stag. What are y'all's thoughts about girls and tactical gear? Something about girls and tactical gear reminds me of stockings.
Okay, so first, yes. Secondly, the problem with that is it fucking glows every time.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
Yeah.
say. It's like it's feds. It's just feds.
Yep. And it's the same thing for... So, I'm going to spoil this for you guys right now. If there is an even remotely hot girl in the Marine Corps or the Army, they're gonna put them in all the tactical gear and they're gonna pose them, like, so they can get pictures of them and put them on the internet so they can get young horny men to join the military. Okay, it's how it fucking works. There are literal people in the military, women who are only there to look good. Okay, they go through the full training. They've gone through the training, but then their MOS literally becomes, we just need you to look good. Okay? We just have to have you look good. That's it. That's literally what it is. That's why that's why you'll see like those chicks who will post videos on Twitter and YouTube Shorts, stuff like that. They're in full military gear, out on patrol and everything like that, because they're not actually patrolling in a dangerous spot. They're there to look interesting, be like, these are the kind of women you could get if you join us today.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just, oof. $2 from Ludwig Williams. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You should react to one of Shoddy Cast Fallout videos. I'm pretty sure we did, and it was awful.
We have
Yeah, we
twice,
did.
actually.
Yeah, and they're genuinely terrible. Else too biblically accurate angels be like.
All right, we're almost done.
Chthonic, you put "Be Not Afraid" with 2 eyes on either side of the mouth. Jamie also could put an eyeball in the mouth as well at the same time, because ooh,
Jesus.
yeah, biblically accurate angels are pretty fucking creepy.
Yeah, I was actually talking with Kree about somehow working a biblically accurate angel into like a part
Yeah,
of the
'cause-
design into his
Because
model.
yeah, because I don't want to spoil anything, but some VTubers have like a little side model that will AI voice. Well, yeah, AI voice chat comments from chat. And I think that's a neat concept. And the biblically accurate angel was something we thought of for that. Probably not going to go with it, but hearing chat shit posts come from a biblically accurate angel would be hilarious.
It would be. It would be
Yeah.
so fucking funny.
You gotta give it deep bass and stuff too, while cranking up the pitch at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Be not afraid. Like, oh,
Yeah, I was showing Kree pictures of the wheel angel with where it's just like a wheel with eyes and wings behind it.
yeah. All right.
Is true storytelling craft. Not
No, it
making an airtight story, because an airtight, plot hole free story would be so over detailed and so.
You're making shit up in your head, fucking...
You're literally, yeah. That does not exist at all. Not at all.
Like,
Like-
this is the kind of person... This is part of why I think he's copying Patrick Willems' video. Because Patrick
Yeah.
Willems makes a similar argument. And this is something Jay points out in his video. Again, go check it out. Patrick Willems says, oh, well, Batman made it back to Gotham in Dark Knight Rises because... because he can. He's Batman and he has all this money and blah, 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 blah. Because in movies, we don't need to see a person walking to the store to know that they went down from their apartment to their store, or driving from location to location because we know they can travel. The part Jay points out in his video, which is fantastic, is that, well, it's understandable, and we genuinely don't need to see when someone walks down to the local store or drives to a location, because we understand how travel like that works. The difference is, Bruce Wayne doesn't have any of his gear or money, and he's in a different fucking continent, and then he's just back in Gotham with all his gear. Just like that. We need the connective tissue there to understand how he got there, because based on the information we have, it is not possible.
Yeah. It's like,
And
okay,
and
we see a guy in the middle of the desert, right? And he's standing next to a car. And then the very next scene, we'd be like, okay, now we see him pulling into town. It's fine, we can understand what happened. Let's go back to that scene again, though. We see a guy standing in the desert. He's standing next to a car. We see that the front hood of the car is up. We see smoke coming out of it. And we see that there's an empty gas can laying on its side next to the vehicle. By implication, you can understand that the vehicle is damaged and it doesn't have fuel. And then the very next scene, we see him driving into the town. Okay, there's a problem here.
yeah, exactly.
Something happened in between.
Yeah. And the point I was getting at, too, with this example is that Patrick Willems made a very similar argument, saying that explaining all that stuff would essentially take too much time. Basically what this guy's arguing here. And, like, we're not asking for every car drive or every walk down to the store to be shown. We want the basic information to understand how things are working. I mentioned it last time on STAG. I haven't finished the episode yet, I should. I started watching The Sopranos. There's a scene where he visits his mother in the first episode. We see him getting out of the car in her driveway, so we know he drove there. We didn't see him get in his car, drive down the highway, take a left turn at Bradbury Street or fucking whatever, then pull into the driveway, then get out of the car. That's what this guy is basically arguing, is that you need every little detail to understand what happens. No, we need the basics to have an understanding.
Yeah. Like, if we saw Tony get in his car, right, and he's going to drive to his mother's house, and then we switch to the mother's house, and a police car pulls up, and Tony's in the back of it, like, all bloody and beaten, that's a fucking problem. It's like, okay, what the hell happened in between?
Unless the movie accounts for that, which Snatch did a similar thing, and they did account for it.
Yes. Yes.
Because they were going to Cousin Avi, Bullet Tooth Tony, and the other guy, forget his name, were going after Boris because they thought he had the diamond. And
yep.
The other guy that was with them was making a big, like, tough guy act, like, yeah, I'm going to get it from him. And then it just hard cuts to him bleeding and injured in the car, and Cousin Abby tried to take care of him while telling Tony to get him to a good Jewish doctor. We don't need to see the fight to understand what fucking happened there, because they set everything up, and we know the kind of person Boris is at this point to understand what happened. It is a fucking hilarious scene.
Beast. He's a scoundrel. He's a con artist. Like, he'll rip people off out of money for, like, weapons and shit that don't even work. But he's a fucking tank.
Yeah, he's also a tank. He's very violent, dangerous, and hard to kill.
Yep.
And it works perfectly.
He actually made a joke of how hard he is to kill. He takes multiple 50 Action Express from a Desert Eagle and keeps getting up. To the point where the guy is like, stay the fuck down, Boris! Boris! And then he shoots him again!
God, I love that movie. Well, so Enclave Emily did something here. Hold on. Enclave,
man-made horrors.
Enclave Emily figured out what I might look like as and say as an angel. Uh-oh, why isn't it showing?
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Oh, that's why it's not showing. Hold on. I mean, I probably would call someone a cunt if I was an angel, because holy shit, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Just picky. And in terms of and
It's
not,
not
and so
nitpicky.
unconcerned.
Wait, was that what he said? Nitpicky?
Yes, he did. It's so nitpicky. It's like, that's not what a nitpick is, you idiot. A nitpick is a genuine problem, but doesn't damage the overall story.
Again, Jack Horner's gloves. It doesn't damage the story, but it's a genuine problem. Complaining about that would be a nitpick. We pointed out because it's an example of a problem that doesn't affect something to show you that problems can exist in a thing and not be damaging.
Yep. Hang on, my cat has appeared.
Ah. This is certainly a very cat-filled stream because we've had 2 appearances now.
Thankfully, mine don't really bother me. They just kind of mind their own business. Until nighttime when they decide to run through the fucking house like fucking like race horses and they run as fast as they can up the stairs and you can hear them.
When you say that, I imagine like a full herd of cats galloping through the house together, like as a herd of horses would.
Yeah, well, it's only 2 cats, but they fucking at nighttime they love to run through the house and stomp up the stairs and shit. They are so loud.
We don't have that problem. The problem we have is that 3 or 4 in the morning, one of the cats will come up into the upstairs hall and just start going, meow, like very loudly over and over again.
You know, thankfully my cats don't do that. They don't even really like to be touched. The only one that lets me touch them is the younger one, and it's only like you may have one pet. It's like I will let you have one pet, and then you do not touch me again.
One singular pet.
Mm-hmm. She's like, you can pet me once, and then she will not want to be touched again.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back. Ready to continue? We're almost done.
Yeah, let's...
So just nitpicky and
Shut the fuck
in terms of and so unconcerned with its flow.
The reason people talk about the plot holes are because they are concerned about the flow. Jesus Christ. Like, it is actually frustrating having to listen to someone so stupid. So monumentally fucking... just dumb.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really is.
It would not be entertaining. And that's why I don't talk about plot holes when I do my reviews of stuff.
Well, you're a shit reviewer then, because... how poorly written something is, and plot holes being a really good sign of something being poorly written, it's going to affect a lot of people. That's going to change how I might feel about going to see a movie or not. If I hear there's some fantasy movie or sci-fi movie that looks really interesting that's coming out, and I hear that the plot doesn't make any sense because there's so many absurd gaps in logic or characters teleporting across the world like they do in fucking Season 7 of Game of Thrones and shit like that, I'm not going to want to watch it anymore.
And I'm talking about plot holes when I do my reviews of stuff. So, yeah, I'll wrap it up there. So, yeah, that's my take on plot holes. Apropos.
That's you being a fucking idiot for 8.5 minutes. What fucking pain it was to listen to you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Of nothing. Whatever your thoughts on what I've just talked about, drop something down in the comments. Let's
No.
talk about it. A whole bunch of stuff you can do, such as like, subscribe.
Okay, I think we're done here. There's like
Yep.
40 seconds left. It's probably all going to be shilling or outro music type stuff. Thank God.
I almost want to put in that video that Cree showed us. Sorry, that Pagan showed us.
No.
That's like a palate cleanser. I know.
Oh wait, which one?
Did you see it?
Oh. I don't know if I want to subject everyone in chat to that. Because while it is funny, that is,
Ear rape.
yeah, it reaches ear rape levels, so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can turn it down. Listen to the
No.
angel on your shoulders, Cree.
No.
You've seen the new fan art, right?
I'm making
Listen to
an
the-
executive
listen to the-
decision. Oh,
Listen
I
to
was
the
supposed
angel on your shoulders.
No.
I should
Pagan.
just show the other one where it's the fucking Gmod sounds and shit with the car
Yes.
explosion.
That is actually fun. I hope the guy is okay, but it's also
Yeah.
like one of those like, what the fuck happened?
Oh fuck. All right, yeah, we shilling. I have a YouTube channel. I'm currently waiting on getting my model finished before I really do anything big on it. So keep an eye out for that, I guess, for when that finally gets done. I'll actually start posting there again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
For me, I stream every weekday on Twitch, which I'm thinking about doing a couple things. One, I'm thinking of switching to Rumble, but also setting up like a subscribe star or something, so people could do stuff like that. People could support the streams and everything, but not have to give through Twitch, and I would actually get more of it because Twitch takes a hefty chunk out of subscriptions and stuff like that, which is really fucking annoying. But yeah, so I'm thinking of doing that. We're finishing up all of the Half-Life lore. We're near the end of Portal 2, and I'm also going to do Aperture Death's Job at the same time that day, which will be tomorrow. And we've finished the base game and the first DLC of Control, and we're going to go into the last DLC of Control, which will be on Thursday. So that should be a lot of fun. Yeah, just some good fun and everything like that. I do all kinds of different games. I do a variety of games and talk stuff like that. And don't hold back with what I say on my streams. So if you want really spicy and feisty, you can go there for sure.
Oh.
Yeah. And the Halo Reach video is still being worked on. As I said, I was thinking through exactly how I wanted to do everything last night, and that's what got me onto the tangent of, man, the Halo Scorpion is stupid. Why does it have 4 treads?
$5 from just a guy from Alabama. Thank you. One of my cats made the worst noise ever when she was in heat. It was literally painful to hear, and she would do it at any and all hours of the day. Well, that's fucking horrifying. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
550
550 Rial from Ebony Zaida. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have any of you ever played Arcanum of Steamworks and Magic Obscura? Yes, but it's been a long time ago.
Nope.
I'm basic bitch. I like black. Olive drab does have a certain appeal to it, but no, I like black.
And I am doing stuff. If you're here, I guess you know where to find me. Yeah. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you for coming out. It's very much appreciated.
Yeah.
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 Bye.
Yeah.
Also, I shared the thing we were just talking about that Setch wanted to show to the shitpost channel in
Yeah.
both your server and Setch's server. So if you guys want to see it, they're both in there.
Oh. Yep. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you for coming out.
You're